Your content should be making you money. If it's not, we got a problem. Why are we on these apps scrolling all day? Make it make sense. If you're not building your business, if you're not posting your content to sell your products, if you're not monetizing, then why are you scrolling all day? Time is of the essence, okay? You should be making money while you are on these apps. And if you are not, we have a serious problem that we have to fix today. Not tomorrow and not next week, not next year. It has to get fixed today. Some of you guys are addicted to scrolling. You think that by watching someone talk about creating a business, by watching someone talk about monetizing content, you have convinced yourself that you're doing something, that you're being productive. But no, you're just wasting time. In order to actually get a business, you have to do the business, which means you're going to have to get off of the apps and actually get the stuff done that is talked about. Something else I want you guys to understand. Good morning. You should be generating income while you're asleep, okay? The goal is to build wealth, but we cannot do that if the only time you make money is if you're actively working for it. Because let's be real, at some point you're going to want to take a vacation, right? You're going to want to spend time with your family. You're going to want to do self-care. You're going to want to get 8 hours of sleep. If the only time you make money is if you're actively working for it, then we have a problem that we have to fix today. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next year. It's got to get fixed today. What I want you ladies to understand is you only need one product in your store. Let me tell you something I know about you. You make product after product. You're making ebook after ebook, and you have convinced yourself that if you just make another ebook, you're being productive. No, productivity comes from selling the first ebook, selling the first e-course, okay? Sticking with something long enough for it to actually work. You don't need 10 products in your store, okay? You only need one. And that one product that you choose to create and sell will literally change your entire life. How do I know that? Because my online business changed mine. Good morning, ladies. I have been a full-time entrepreneur for 6 years online. I started during COVID, okay? Made a product once, sold it over and over and over again for years, okay? Sold it to hundreds upon thousands of people. If I can do it, you can do it too. But you want to know why you're not doing it? You want to know the truth? The truth is you live in fear. Good morning. On my live, fear stands for fuck everything and run, and that's what you've been doing. You have been running away from your brilliant idea, your $1 million idea for years. Because you're so fearful of what people are going to think. You're so fearful of failing. You're so fearful of people laughing at you. You got all of these fears. Good morning. And the longer you hold on to the fear, the longer the fear steals your dream life from you. It's stealing it. Because let's be honest with ourselves, deep down inside, you know exactly what kind of life you want to live. You have prayed and prayed and prayed about it. You know exactly what side of town you want to live on. Yes, you do. You know exactly what kind of car you want to drive. You know exactly what kind of vacations you want to take with your family. And most importantly, you know exactly how much money you want to be able to leave your children when you're no longer here. Clock it. You know all of the things. But every single day that you don't live like that is another day that you could have, but you chose to let fear steal it from you. Gotta change that, ladies. There are things about us that are getting in our own way. Thank you, Cyber. We have got to change that, and we're going to start with procrastinating. If you've never seen my face before, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. This morning, you guys, I'm going to be teaching you how to create your digital product from scratch, all right? I'm going to teach you guys how to create it, and then I'm going to teach you how to sell it, okay? Most importantly, I'm going to teach you how to build you, though. Contrary to popular belief, a lot of you are getting in your own way. My goal on this live is to make you uncomfortable. I want you to be uncomfortable because now I know that you're going to change. See, change only comes from discomfort. So if you're sensitive, if you don't want to hear the truth, go ahead and get off the live right now. Go ahead and leave. This live is for people who want to hear the truth so they can fix it and do better. If you're here only to pass time, go ahead and leave now. I am only interested in talking to people who actually want to execute, meaning that they're willing to close the apps and actually do the things that we talk about, okay? I'm going to be giving you a lot of information this morning. Your head is going to be spinning. It would be in your best interest to write this stuff down. Good morning, Jim Setta. Write it down. Take your notes. The key word of this live is going to be execution, ladies. Execution. You're going to hear me say this word 10 million times this morning because I need it to stick in your pretty head. And psychology has already proven that the more you hear something, the more it sticks, the more you're going to remember it. You've got to execute. I don't know what world you live in, but in the world I live in order to get the things that you want, you have to work for it. I'm not here to sell you a dream. I'm not here to lie to you. I'm here to tell you the truth. And the truth is, the reason why your business isn't off the ground is because you refuse to show up for it. You have convinced yourself that if you just watch more lives, if you just watch more YouTube videos, if you just ask ChatGPT more questions, then somehow magically a business will fall into your lap. No, ma'am. Not in this world. In this world, you're going to have to put in the hours. So if you don't even want to do that, if you're not interested in closing these apps and getting this stuff done, go ahead and leave now. Don't even waste your time. Go ahead and get up out my live. If I say anything this morning that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, go ahead and double tap the screen. Yes, you have to act. Amen, amen. The more we interact with these lives, ladies, the more TikTok and YouTube will push these lives out to more people. You're welcome, Dee Dee. Also, make sure y'all follow me so you don't lose me because they do steal my videos and they turn around and make fake accounts and then they're going to message you pretending to be me. Okay? If you have your pen and paper in hand and you are ready for class to begin, good morning, Kimmy. Go ahead and put ready in the chat because if you are ready to learn, I am ready to teach. And while I wait for someone to put ready in the chat, let me ask you this and be honest. When was the last time you told yourself that I'm going to commit to working on my goal, whether it's starting a business, losing weight, whatever it is, I'm going to commit to spending 30 minutes today to work on that thing? Some of y'all never do that. Good morning, Stephanie. Some of y'all never do that. Some of y'all refuse to put yourself first in your own life. You're doing for others all day, every day, and you refuse to do for yourself. Listen, that's got to change. You cannot keep pouring into others and refusing to pour into yourself. You are going to have to put yourself first. You are going to have to get off of these apps and start locking in on the thing that you claim you want so badly. Because if you refuse to do that, then nothing that we're talking about this morning is even going to apply to you. You might as well leave now because you're not willing to put 30 minutes in a day. That's the truth. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and get started. So what is a digital product and how will we build our business? Good morning, YouTube. Thumbs up the live. The more we interact with these lives, the more TikTok and YouTube will push these lives to more people. Okay. All right, so sorry, you guys. What is a digital product and how will we build the business? So a digital product is something you do not have physical possession of. So think of a movie on Netflix. Think of a song on your Apple Music or Spotify. You don't physically have it in your possession, okay? It's all out in the cloud somewhere. You are going to create something to sell, and it could be anything. Please don't overthink. I know a lot of y'all love to do that. Stop. There's something that you already know how to do very well. There's something that you have a passion for. Ask yourself, what is something that people are always asking you to do for free? And whatever that thing is, that's what I want you to be selling. See, some of you guys are buying e-courses to resell, especially on TikTok. Y'all buy e-courses to resell because someone promised you that you could make $10 million in 2 days, and you believed them, and you bought the e-course and you haven't sold it yet because it's not even something that you care about. You don't care about nothing up in that course. You only bought it to hit a quick lick, but you ain't hit it. Stop. Think about something that you already know how to do, that you actually like to do, and that's going to be your business. Okay? She said, I'm following along, girl. I'm lost in life right now, burnt out from my 9 to 5. Good morning. Take these notes, okay? And it does not have to be an ebook, okay? It could be an e-course. You could do workbooks and journals, affirmation guides, private communities, literally whatever you want to do, okay? There's no limitation except the limitation you put on yourself. All right. Now I'm going to give y'all 2 apps, and these apps will change your entire life if you use them. So not only are you going to download it, you're going to open it and use it. Okay? If you're ready for app number 1, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. Good morning, good morning. For those of y'all who are just tuning in, my name is Coach Jazz. We are building our online business from scratch. Most importantly, we are building ourselves. Ladies, I know you may not want to hear the truth, but the truth will set you free. You're getting in your own way. Your lack of confidence, your lack of discipline, your lack of consistency, your lack of putting yourself first in your own life, your lack of boundaries, your lack of letting go of fear, your procrastination. These are all the things that's holding you back from getting the life that you want. Gotta fix it. Gotta fix it. Okay? App number 1 is Canva. You will be using Canva for everything, okay? Canva, Canva, Canva. So maybe you do want to create content. Canva has thousands of Instagram Reel templates on there for you to use. Good morning. Maybe you do want to start a YouTube channel. In case you didn't know, I tell y'all every day, start your YouTube channel. Maybe you're going to listen. Canva has thousands of YouTube thumbnail templates on there. And for those of you guys who do not know, the YouTube thumbnails are just those pictures that you see before you actually click on the video to watch it. It's what draws people's attention to your video in the first place. All of the creators, including myself, are getting the thumbnails off of Canva, okay? And maybe you do want to create an ebook, which is what I'm going to teach you how to make this morning. And you want it to look all professional? Great. Canva has thousands of ebook templates on there, okay, to make everything branded. She said, I love Canva. Very good, very good. So you should already have your ebook locked and loaded and selling. Thank you, Cyber. Since you already know about Canva, you should already have your ebook written, uploaded, and selling out. True or false? Am I lying? If you already know, then what is the holdup? Now, before we get into app number 2, thank you, Elva. I do want to speak to the woman on this live who's holding on to fear. She knows who she is, okay? If you didn't know, fear on this live stands for fuck everything and run, and she's trying to run away right now because she's saying things to herself like, Jazz, I would love to start an online business. This sounds great, but I'm not tech savvy. What if I'm too old for an online business? What if it's too late for me? Okay. Well, before you run away from the peace that you want and the freedom that you want and the income that you want, the happiness that you want and the confidence that you want, listen to me. You woke up this morning, okay? That's a blessing. That's number 1, okay? Every single day that you wake up means that you were blessed with another day to work on your goals. So use it. Until you are 6 feet under, it is never too late to work on your business, okay? Number 2, you are extremely tech savvy. One thing I know about you is you sell yourself short every single day. That has to stop. Because let's be real, you're on social media all day. Are you or are you not? You're scrolling, liking, commenting, sharing, archiving. That takes tech savviness, okay? So you will use the same tech savviness that you already have and build your online business. And number 3, for my ladies who think they're too old, what did we just say? We said we're going to sell our knowledge. Well, if you are older, that means you have a lot of knowledge. You have a lot of wisdom, which means you have a lot of things that you could be selling. So get to selling, please, and stop making excuses, okay? All right. If you're ready for app number 2, put a 2 in the chat. Hello, hello. She said, I'm just so lost. You're not lost. You are found. If you're ready for app number 2, put a 2 in the chat. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. We are building our online business. She said, and just because you have a business idea and if you strike gold with it, don't quit your day job. Absolutely. I have many sources of income. I never tell people to quit their job. You ain't never heard me say that not one time. No, man. It's so much easier to sell something when you're not stressed out. Do not quit your job. Do not quit your job until you have 6 months of living expenses and your business is consistently making more than enough for you to live on. I have never told anybody to quit their job. Don't be quitting your job. Don't do that. App number 2, ChatGPT. This is AI. This is AI, and you will be using AI for everything. Okay, this is going to make your life so easy. All right. So maybe you do want to create content, but you're just not sure what kind of videos to make. fine. ChatGPT will tell you. Maybe you do want to start the YouTube channel. You want to make content, but you're just a little camera shy and you don't know what to say in the videos. Fine. ChatGPT will script the entire video for you. Now all you have to do is say the words, okay? And maybe you do want to write an ebook, but you don't know what to say. Put in the ebook. Cool. What if I told you ChatGPT will write the entire ebook for you from beginning to end in under 30 seconds? Ladies, it has never been easier than today to start your online business from scratch. Okay, so I gave you Canva and I gave you ChatGPT. Now we're going to put it together and write it. If you're ready for prompt number 1, go ahead and put ready in the chat. And let me ask you, ladies, while I wait for someone to put ready in the chat, especially on TikTok, especially my TikTok ladies, let's be real. You scroll from TikTok Live to TikTok Live, and I want you to be uncomfortable. This is the point. So you've already seen these lives on how to start online businesses. You may have not seen my face before, but you have seen somebody's face before. And I know you stopped and I know you watched. But my question for you is, did you do it? This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. A lot of you have gotten into the habit of watching lives all day, and you have convinced yourself that by watching these lives and listening to people talk about it, that you are being productive. That's not being productive. That is called wasting time. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about on this TikTok Live community. If you have been on these lives and you still have not created that ebook, that is confirmation that you are struggling with procrastination. Am I lying? YouTube too, but I know for a fact on TikTok. YouTube too, because I know y'all don't watch these lives before. Okay, now, prompt number 1. She said, no, haven't done it because people who request to sign up to a program for more information, but they're giving out information for free first. Okay, you're going to open up ChatGPT. In the search, you're going to type this in. This is prompt number 1. Here we go. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. Daisy said, definitely true. I already know. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. If you've got that, go ahead and put got that in the chat. If you need for it to be repeated, this is the opportunity to ask. Remember, closed mouths do not get fed. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. YouTube, can we get some more thumbs up on this live? I see 25 people on here, YouTube, and we only got 6 thumbs up. The math ain't mathin'. Thank you so much. Get fit with Carry On. And while I wait for some more got that's, let me ask you, for my ladies who are terrified to post because you care so much about what people think, this is for you. The reason why we struggle with caring what people think about us and what we're doing is because we lack confidence in ourselves. That's what that is. But the reason why we lack confidence in ourselves is because we never stick to the promises that we make to ourselves. Day after day, month after month, year after year, you done told yourself you were going to do something and you haven't done it. You keep making excuses, you keep putting it off. Over time, that slowly starts to erode at your confidence. See, confidence is who you think you are. But the problem is, a lot of you don't think highly of yourself because you keep giving up on yourself. You are going to have to become a confident woman in order to start an online business. That's not up for debate. And in order to build that confidence, you are going to have to start following through with the promises that you made to yourself. It's not up for debate. If you told yourself that you were going to create content, then you need to just go ahead and do it. If you told yourself that you were going to start a business, then it's time to start the daggone business. If you told yourself you were going to lose weight, then lose the weight already. Because the more you follow through with the things that you tell yourself you're going to do, the better you feel about yourself. Now your confidence is growing. And next thing you know, you no longer care what people think because you know what you think about you. Okay. Yes, I can repeat it. Thank you, Go Live. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. Okay. Y'all got that? You're going to hit enter. Now, before we move forward, I need you guys to write this word down. This says consistent. Good morning. Write it down, because this morning you and I are going to lock in on the true definition of consistency, because a lot of y'all are extremely confused. So let me go ahead and unconfuse you. See, some of y'all think, consistency means once in a while. If you have time, if you're not too busy. No, that's not consistency. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and tell you no lies. I have been a full-time entrepreneur for 6 years. Okay, I'm going to tell you the truth. And the truth is, if you want your business to pay any of your bills, whether you're just looking for it to pay a couple light bills, if you want it to pay your rent, if you want it to pay all the bills, you are going to have to be consistent. Okay, which means you are going to have to show up for the business more often than not. More often than not, if you want any of this to work for you. So for those of y'all who think that you can show up once every 6 months, girl, lock in. Lock in. I need you to be consistent. That means more often than not. So if there are 7 days in a week, you have got to start showing up for the business at least 4 out of the 7 days. That's not up for debate. Now, whether you want to spend 20 minutes a day or 5 hours a day, I don't care. But you will start spending 4 out of your 7 days working on your business. And don't you dare try to use the excuse of, well, Jazz, I don't have time. That's a lie that you continue to tell yourself to feel better about yourself. The truth is, you have all the time in the world because you scroll social media all day long. I told you I was going to make you uncomfortable this morning. I know I'm talking to somebody. You scroll all day. The time that you're scrolling is the time that you could be doing. You are in this loop of watching. And you don't even realize it. And again, you have convinced yourself that if you just sit on lives, you're doing something. No, the only thing you're doing is wasting your precious, valuable time. You are going to have to start being consistent in order to get any of this done. That's the truth. Okay? Now, let's make consistency easy. Okay? Because life is hard enough. That is true. Life is lifing, stress is stressing, and then bills is piling up. So let's make it easy so that we can actually be consistent and get it done this time. Okay. Listen, it is so much easier to be consistent when you do things that you actually like to do. Okay. So I want you to go through the list that ChatGPT gave you and only pick ideas that you truly have a passion for. I want you to ask yourself, what is something that I would absolutely love to talk about all day, every day, if I was getting paid to do it? And whatever that thing is, that's your business. That's the business. Because see, when things don't feel like work, you're more likely to get it done because now you're actually enjoying what you're doing. Now it's easier to be consistent. You have something in your day to look forward to. Okay, so do yourself a favor and only pick ideas that truly resonate with you. Okay? And if ChatGPT gave you 10 things and you don't like none of the things it gave you, fine, just ask for 10 more. And keep asking until it gives you something you want to use. Okay? One more thing before we move forward into prompt number 2. This is critical. If you don't remember anything else I say this morning, you better remember this. Write this down. Money flows where energy goes. Good morning. Money flows where energy goes. I'm going to say that again. Money flows where energy goes. If you're anything like who I used to be, you are giving away all your energy. And just so you know, your energy is currency. How you feel about yourself is currency. You have literally become an energy vending machine. You giving your energy to any and everybody. They don't even deserve it, and you're giving it to them. You are giving all of your energy to your husband, your boyfriend, your sneaky link. You are giving all of your energy to your children. You are giving all of your energy to your parents, your family. You're giving all of your energy to your coworkers and your job. You are giving all of your energy to your friends and their drama. You're giving all of your energy to the news and celebrity gossip. And by the time you sit down to work on something for yourself, you can't. Why? Because you gave all your energy away. And that is why you feel drained, frustrated, resentful, depressed, anxious. Because you keep giving your energy to everybody else. And let's be clear, most of these people that you are giving all of your energy to are grown, able-bodied adults who can do for themselves. And they are not reciprocating energy back to you. Because if they were, you wouldn't feel drained. If they were giving you what you give them, you wouldn't feel resentful. But the reason why you're harboring these negative emotions is because there's a lot more giving than there is receiving. That's going to change right now. Starting right now, you are going to start being extremely stingy with your energy. And you are going to start telling people no. And no is a complete sentence. That means you don't have to explain anything. The answer is no. It does not make you a bad wife because you want to work on a business. Thank you. It does not make you a bad mother because you want to do something for yourself for once. You never do. It does not make you a bad friend because you don't want to sit there and listen to her talk to you about her problems. It makes you human. Ladies, you matter too. Okay? Your happiness is important too. So, you're going to start telling people no. And you're not going to feel bad for it either. No, I cannot keep loaning you money. This is money that I could be using for my business. No, I cannot keep giving you rides. That is time I could be spending for my business. No. I cannot sit here and listen to you talk to me about your problems. I have to fix my own. Tell her to stop trauma dumping and go get her a damn counselor. You're not a counselor. Because when you start telling people no, you start saying yes to you. Money flows where energy goes. When you start putting that energy back into yourself, the money's going to flow right behind it. Because now you're being consistent. Now you're showing up because your mind isn't clouded with everybody else's BS. The answer is no. Okay? Okay. Prompt number 2, don't you ever forget that. Prompt number 2. So once you choose the digital product idea you want to use, you will type this in. Here we go. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. Good morning. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. You're going to hit enter. If you've got that, put got that in the chat. If you need for it to be repeated, this is the opportunity to ask. Also, you guys, make sure you follow me so you don't lose me. If I'm saying anything that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, double tap the screen. YouTube, I see 25 people on here and only 10 thumbs up. What are we doing? The more we interact with these lives, the more TikTok and YouTube will push these lives out to more people. Believe it or not, a lot of women have no clue that they're their own worst enemy. They're playing the blame game. They're blaming everybody else instead of looking at the woman in the mirror and recognizing, thank you, look, and recognizing that they got their own ish that they need to be fixing so they can finally get this done. Okay? Believe it or not, we can control a lot of things in our life. Yes, we can. I know some of y'all don't want to believe that. Some of y'all want to play victim. No, you are not a victim. Not over here. Go take that victim mess somewhere else. Over here, you are empowered. You are not a victim. And there is always a way out. The question is, are you willing to do what it takes? I don't know. Okay, you're going to hit enter. Now, this is what I mean by it has never been easier than today to build your online business, because ChatGPT literally wrote the ebook for you. Thank you, Diane. Thank you. Look, now all you have to do is literally copy and paste. You will copy what ChatGPT gave you and you will paste it into Canva. Okay, so open up your Canva app. In the search, type in ebooks, hit enter. It's going to give you thousands of templates. Pick your most favorite one. They're all customizable, meaning you can swap out colors, fonts, pictures, all the things. You will copy and paste. Now, for my ladies on here who love to overthink, you know who you are, because you overthink from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed every single day, and it's not getting you anywhere. Stop, okay? I want you to write this down. This says KISS, K-I-S-S, and it's an acronym that stands for Keep It Simple, Silly. Keep it simple, silly. Stop overthinking. The only thing I need your ebook to be is clean, simple, legible. That's it. As long as it's those three things, you are good to go. Once you are done copying and pasting and you love the way it looks, you will download it as a PDF file. PDF, okay? You will then upload the file to your hosting site. I hope you guys are taking these notes. Stan Store, number 1, Stan Store. Number 2 is Etsy. Number 3 is Beacons. Number 4 is Gumroad. And number 5 is Shopify. Okay? Stan Store, Etsy, Beacons, Gumroad, and Shopify. These are some of the most popular hosting sites. Yes, there are plenty more out there. These are some of the most popular ones. And your product only needs to be on one of these, not all 5. If you've got all of this, go ahead and put "got that" in the chat. Let me know you are here and present. But for my TikTok family, YouTube too, but specifically TikTok, you should already know all of this because you are on TikTok lives all day. So there shouldn't be anything that I have said to you that you don't already know. So the question is, why is it not done? Why are you still on lives taking notes instead of executing what you already know how to do? Clock that. YouTube, y'all too. But I know for a fact, TikTok, I know for a fact. YouTube too. Okay. Fear and being hey, at least she honest with it. She said, look, Jazz. Look, Jazz, it's fear and being lazy. Okay. Okay. Now, while I wait for y'all to put "got that" in the chat, I do want to say something to you. One thing that I have noticed is that we love our comfort zone. We love it. We love our comfort zone. Our comfort zone is our daily routines and habits. It's what we do on a day-to-day basis. So for some of y'all, a lot of y'all, your comfort zone is scrolling TikTok lives all day and taking notes. It's just what you do every day. The environments that you frequent, the people that you talk to, the activities that you do, the places that you eat. Your comfort zone is just your daily routines and habits. It's the path of least resistance. It's what's most familiar to you. But notice how your comfort zone, that zone that you refuse to leave, is the same thing that's keeping you stagnant. It's keeping you stressed. It's keeping you anxious, frustrated, resentful. The results that you're looking for, the business that you want, the peace that you want, the freedom that you want, the confidence that you want, the purpose that you want, it's not in that comfort zone. It's not there. If it was, you wouldn't be here. You would not be on this live. You would not be watching my content if you were already living your best life. Because my content is to help women become better versions of themselves. So if you were already doing that, you wouldn't be here. You would be out living your life. But you're scrolling social media all day. So that's how I know it's not in your comfort zone. You are going to have to take a half an inch out of that comfort zone. Meaning, you are going to have to say to yourself, look, I'm fed up. I'm going to commit to doing something just a little bit different every single day so I can slowly but surely get to the life that I claim that I want to live so damn badly. That comfort zone of yours is keeping you trapped. And you choose to stay there every single day. And a lot of times we get comfortable with being depressed. That becomes your new normal. We get comfortable with being stressed. You can't even fathom being able to put all of your bills on auto draft and the money's actually in there. You can't even imagine it because you are so used to being stressed out about bills. You can't even imagine a life where you don't care what people think of you because you've been people pleasing for years. The only way to live that life that you want to live is going to require you to take a half an inch out of that comfort zone that you refuse to leave. Or don't. Keep doing what you're doing. If you are 1000% happy, keep doing what you're doing. Just don't complain about it. Keep wasting time. Keep scrolling all day. Keep talking about what you're going to do one day if the time is right. Keep on. And then come back a year from now and let me know how it's going. You're going to have to take a half an inch out. That's the only way any of this is going to work. Okay? Okay. Now back to these hosting sites. I use Stan Store. I love Stan. Stan is great, but Stan is extremely expensive. Stan Store is $99 a month. That is very high if your business is not making that yet, okay? If you're brand new to all of this, just getting started, Stan Store is not for you, so go ahead and cross that out. Instead, I want you to use Gumroad because Gumroad only charges you a percentage when you make a sale, okay? They charge you 10% for every sale. So until you make money, you don't have to spend it. That's a great place to start, okay? Now, if I know anything about you, you're going to make money because you're taking notes, you're asking questions, but most importantly, you're going to execute. Stan Store only charges you a percentage when you make a sale. They charge you 10%, okay? So when you do start generating income, then transfer everything over to Stan Store later because Stan Store has a lot of features that will help you expand your business like Afterpay and Klarna, okay? Let me let you in on a secret. Well, it's not a secret. The cat's out the bag. Let me let you in on financial world. Buy now, pay later is taking over. That includes, some of y'all already know that. That includes Afterpay, Klarna, Sezzle, QuadPay, Affirm, PayPal. There's so many. I read that Capital One and American Express got one now. It's taking over, okay? People are using that more than they're using credit cards. And if you have a buy now, pay later option on your site, I promise you, you will make more. You sure will. But for now, you will start with what you have. You will start on Gumroad. You will build your business, and then you will transfer everything over to Stan Store later. Okay? So what we just did was we just made our ebook. We took Canva, we took ChatGPT, we put it together, we wrote it, and then we uploaded it to our hosting site. That's what we did. Now we have to sell it, and I'm going to teach you how to sell. Okay, and I got to be honest with you, sales is 80% of the business. Okay, that's more than half. So we've got to get sales right or there will not be a business. But before we get into sales, I do need to make something crystal clear to you. That process of copying and pasting and making that ebook, that process should not take you longer than 2 hours. Well, honestly, it shouldn't take you longer than 1. But I'm going to give you grace, and I'm going to give you 2. And just so you know, on my live, I don't care how old you are. Age ain't nothing but a number over here. Because what you're not going to do is try to convince me that it takes longer than 2 hours to copy and paste some words. You copy and paste the links to reels and send them in the group chats all day. So I know for a fact you know how to copy and you know how to paste. If it is taking you longer than 2 hours, you and I have a serious problem that we have to address right now. One of the reasons, one of the things that you might be struggling with, and I used to be guilty of this too, this is how I know. You're trying to be perfect because you're a perfectionist, right? So what that means is you think everything about you just must be perfect or it's not right. You are the woman who will waste 6 months of her life that she will never, ever, ever get back just to overthink her brilliant idea and second guess her greatness. And then when you do finally decide to get started, you're going to take things out, put things back, get irritated and frustrated, and have all this OCD because it's still not perfect, and give up on it again. Then you're going to let another 3 months go by just to overthink some more and waste more of your precious, valuable time that you will never get back. And when you do decide to reset and restart for the umpteenth time, this time you're going to go ask 20 people what they think you should do with your business. And the crazy thing is, these people that you're asking, they aren't even business owners. And half of these people aren't even people you would trade lives with. But for some reason, you care so much about what people think of you. Because you're insecure. And then when they do give you their opinion, you listen. Next thing you know, a whole year has gone by. And you ain't did shit but waste your precious, valuable time that you will never, ever, ever get back. Bless your heart. Bless your heart. Listen, I want you to be uncomfortable on this live. I really do. I hope you are uncomfortable as hell because I'm here to tell you the truth. Now, I'm going to hold your hand very tightly when I say this to you. Just know I'm saying it out of love. But here we go. You are not perfect at all. You are flawed. I am not perfect at all. I am flawed. Nobody is perfect at all, and everybody is flawed. See, what you really are is scary as hell. You're still living in fear. And what do we say? On this live, fear stands for fuck everything and run, and that's what you've been doing. You are so fearful of what people will think. You're so fearful of looking stupid, and you're so fearful of failing that you continue to allow fear to steal your dream life from you. And yes, it is stealing it. No, I'm not being dramatic because let's be honest. You already know exactly what kind of life you want to live. You've been praying about it for who knows how long. You know exactly what side of town you want to live on. You know exactly what kind of freedom you want. You know exactly what kind of vacations you want to take your children on. And most importantly, you know exactly how much money you want to leave your family when you're no longer here. You know all the things. But every single day that you don't live like that is another day that you could have. But you made the choice to let fear steal it from you. That's what you did. You do it every day. And if you want to dig even deeper into why we hold on to all this fear in the first place, is because we are self-sabotaging. That's what all this is. All this procrastination crap, all of this I can't crap, all of this, well, I'm too afraid to start crap. All of this is self-sabotage. This is self-inflicted. We are doing this to ourselves. This is why I keep telling you, you are getting in your own way. It's not anyone else. It is you. It is you. And the reason why we self-sabotage is because we have fragile egos. And your ego is terrified of feeling disappointment if it doesn't work. If you try something new, if you put yourself out there, and if you don't get the results that you're looking for, you are so terrified of feeling disappointment. So you will self-sabotage to avoid feeling the disappointment if it doesn't work. You will self-sabotage by saying things to yourself like, I'm too busy. Listen, cut the crap. You're not too busy. You have all the time in the world, apparently, because you're always on social media. If you were really too busy, you wouldn't have time to scroll. But you make time for that. You're not too busy. That's just a lie that you tell yourself. Because if you actually let go of that excuse Well, then now that would force you to actually do the thing that you claim you want to do so badly. And if you put in the time, energy, and effort, and if you don't get the results that you want, you are scared of feeling disappointment, so you will still hold on to the excuse of, I'm too busy. Self-sabotage. You will self-sabotage by holding on to toxic relationships and toxic friendships and toxic family members. You will say things like, well, they didn't mean it, or we've been best friends for so long. First of all, y'all were never best friends. Let's be clear. You might have been a friend to her, but she was not a friend to you. You are holding on to relationships that are draining you, that are stealing your energy from you, and are making you feel bad about yourself. You are holding on to relationships where these people are using you and abusing you. But you are so terrified of feeling disappointment if you let go of that friendship. That would require you to let it go, cut them off. And you know what would happen once you do that? You would start to feel better about yourself. You would start to build up that confidence. You would start keeping your resources to yourself because now you're not handing them out, and you would actually get the things done. And you would actually live the life that you really want to live. But you're so terrified that if you put in that energy and effort and if it doesn't work, you would feel disappointment. So you'll self-sabotage by holding on to people who are no good for you. Self-sabotage. But I'm confused because earlier you said that you were tired of living paycheck to paycheck. That's what you said. You said you were tired of going to a job that drains you, overworks you, and underpays you. That's what you said. You said you were tired of giving up on yourself. You were tired of always starting and stopping. You were tired of lacking confidence and not having boundaries for your life. Those are the things that you said. Well, let me tell you this. Every day that you live the life that you're currently living, you are still living in disappointment because there's things about your life that you're still not 1000% happy with. I'm trying to help you fix it, but we cannot fix it if we do not change. How can we stop living paycheck to paycheck and bring more income into the household if there's no products? How can customers buy your stuff if there's no stuff? They can't. They can't. How can we build our confidence and start feeling better about ourselves if we keep breaking the promises that we made to ourselves? You can't. You can't. So, you are going to have to launch. As is. You're going to launch. And I need you to understand and understand that your product will never be perfect. Because you are not perfect. You can spend 20 more years wasting your time trying to make this perfect ebook and it will still not be perfect. But here's the caveat. The more you do something, the better you get. The more content you create, the better your content will get. The more products you launch in the future, the better your products will get. The longer you run your business, the better your business will get. But it still won't be perfect. All of our favorite businesses that we spend our hard-earned money on today have gotten better over the years. Look at Netflix. Believe it or not, they did not always have a fancy Netflix app. They were not always doing comedy specials with Kevin Hart and Dave Chappelle. They did not always have their own production company making movies and TV shows that are now winning Emmys and Oscars today. And they damn sure did not always have wrestling on pay-per-view. Years ago, before COVID, you used to have to go on their website, Netflix.com. They would mail you a DVD off of the list. You could watch it as many times as you wanted. And when you were ready for the next one, you had to mail that one back. They did not wait till they had all the money to afford the fanciest software. They launched with what they had. And the longer they ran their business, the more customers they got. The more customers they got, the more money they made. The more money they made, the more they were able to reinvest back into the business and make the business better. But it's still not perfect. We all got complaints. I'm tired of them raising prices every damn couple months. Netflix is $1 billion business. Billion, not million, no, billion. So if they had a messy middle, why do you think you get to skip that? I'm gonna need you to reel that ego on in some. Because if they had to do it, so will you. Okay? Another reason why it might be taking you longer than 2 hours to copy and paste some words is because you're distracted as fuck. And that's the truth. Listen, I already know that I am not the coach for everybody. I have accepted that. I am not the life coach for everybody. I am not the business coach for everybody. Because believe it or not, most people aren't really looking for solutions to their problems. No. Most people on these online streets are just looking to pass time. They are content with wasting their precious, valuable time. They want to scroll all day. That's what they want to do. Because the minute you present them with the very solution to the problem that they say they have, they run away. Because they were never looking for help. They were just looking for a way to pass time. I'm not here for that. That's why I keep telling you, go ahead and leave. Because I'm only here to help the woman who truly wants to change her life. But in order to change your life, I have to first make you aware of what you've been doing. Most people are not self-aware. They have no clue what they're doing every day. They're just going through the motions. So I'm going to tell you the truth so that you can fix it. The truth is, when you get off of work, you could work on your business and reaching your goals and keeping the promises that you made to yourself so you can finally start to have self-respect and self-love, but you choose not to. You choose to sit on the phone and gossip with your friends about celebrities and their drama. When you do have time off from work, like the weekends, you could work on your business and reaching your goals and keeping those promises that you made to yourself so you can finally start to have confidence and stop caring what people think about you, but you choose not to. You choose to sit on the couch and binge watch Netflix and Hulu for hours. Late at night, when your children are asleep, you could work on your business and reaching your goals and keeping the promises that you made to yourself so you can finally have financial freedom, peace, and purpose. But you choose not to. You choose to scroll on social media all hours of the night, laughing at funny videos and sharing them back and forth in the group chats. And the reason why we hold on to all of these distractions in the first place, social media, binge watching movies, gambling, drinking, all of these vices that we have, the reason why we hold on to all these distractions is because we're trying to escape. That's what all this is. Escapism. And the reason we're trying to escape is because there's things about our life that we're not 1000% happy with. And instead of us being a grown woman and fixing it, we choose to run from it. Now, let me ask you, and you got to be honest. Just stop lying to yourself. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. Honestly. Is what you're doing working? Is it working? Are you happy with the way things are? Just ask yourself, how do you feel? That will tell you everything you need to know. How do you feel? When your alarm goes off in the morning, are you excited to start your day or are you dreading it? On average, are you happy or are you sad? On average, do you feel peace within your soul or do you feel anxiety? That'll tell you everything you need to know. Because if what you're doing right now is not working out, then that means it's time to change. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. So if what you're doing is not working, then that means it is time to change. Instead of trying to escape a life that you're not 1000% happy with, what if you just lock in and build a life that you never feel the need to escape from? Okay, cool. So this is what you're going to do today. Not tomorrow. Not next year. Today. Today, you are going to turn the TV off. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb. No more social media for you. You've watched enough lives. You've watched enough YouTube videos. You're going to put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Tell your friends. You will talk to them later. You are building your dream life. You're going to sit down at home. No, you don't need to go to Starbucks because somehow you find a way to get distracted there. You're going to start your ebook and then you're going to finish it. Not start, stop, come back next week because we already know how you do. You don't come back. You're going to start it and you're going to finish it. 2 hours is all you need. If we are crystal clear on all of those instructions, and go ahead and put clear in the chat, because respectfully, there is no point in even talking about sales if you don't have anything to sell. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. We are building our online business. Sales. Sales. I told you guys a few minutes ago, sales is 80% of the business. That is more than half. So we've got to get this right or there will not be a business. And I have to tell you the truth, sales is where most people fail. They fail right here at sales. But not for the reasons that you think. I know some of y'all are freaking out because you think sales is so hard. Sales is actually not hard. Sales is very easy. But people's mindset and the things that they think in regards to sales is what makes sales so hard for them. So in order to actually sell something, we have to first clear our mind and and change the way we think in regards to sales. Okay? Some of y'all are struggling with selling stuff because you're saying things to yourself like, well, I'm not a salesperson. What if I talk about my product too much and people unfollow me? What if people think I'm being annoying? What if people think I'm begging them for money? Okay, let's go ahead and clear all that up. First of all, selling is not begging. Selling is solving, okay? That's it. People have a problem and you have a solution. You're not begging anyone for anything. So get that out your head right now. Number 2, you don't have a choice but to remind people consistently who you are, what you do, and how you can help people, because people are extremely forgetful. Listen, let me tell you this. People are living their own lives, okay? Life is lifing and stress is stressing for everybody. And most people, just like you, are scrolling social media all day. That's why social media is a $1 billion company, because billions of people are on it all day long, which means they are being bombarded with content from the time they wake up to the time they go to bed every single day. You have to remind them of your products and services if you even want them to begin to remember who you are. Why do you think I keep telling you guys to take notes? I keep saying you better write this down. Why? Because I already know you're human and you're gonna forget. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And when you do forget, you can still refer back to your notes and get it done. Why do you think I keep reminding you that the key word of this live is execution? You've heard me say that word about 20 times so far. Why do I keep repeating myself? Because I needed to stick in your pretty head that you got to execute, which means you have to get off of these apps and actually do the thing that we're talking about. That's why I keep repeating myself. You have to remind people consistently who you are, what you do, and how you can help people so that they remember. Otherwise, they will forget. Look at Amazon. We all know who they are. We got the memo. And most of us are Amazon Prime members, meaning we pay a monthly subscription to utilize 2-day, 1-day, and same-day shipping. So even though everyone knows who they are, and most of us spend our hard-earned money with them every single month, notice they still consistently remind you of their products and services and how they can help you. Look at their Amazon trucks. You can't even go 2 miles down the street without seeing one. They didn't have to paint those trucks blue. They didn't have to put their logo on those trucks. They could have left them white, but they did it for a reason. Why? So that every single time you see one of their trucks, your brain thinks Amazon. I can order from Amazon. You can't even go down a neighborhood or enter into a mail room without seeing Amazon packages everywhere. I went downstairs to get my Amazon packages. You know what I saw on all them shelves? Amazon. And one FedEx box. Just one. They didn't have to put their logo on those boxes. They could have left them blank. But they did it for a reason. Why? So that every single time you see one of their packages, your brain thinks Amazon. I can order from Amazon. Yes, they are a household name for sure. Now, let's be honest. Do you really think they're worried about being annoying? Do you really think they're worried about you thinking that they're begging you for money? Do you really think they're worried about you unsubscribing from Prime because they're doing too much? Really? No. Because they already know. They have a solution to your problem. They already know you're lazy. They already know you want convenience. And they got you covered. So every single day, they will remind you multiple times a day that they exist. And every single month, you will continue to spend your hard-earned money with them. Am I lying? For those of you guys who have seen my face before, maybe I'm not a new face to you because I've been on the internet for 6 years. I'm all over the place. You might have found me on TikTok. I got multiple YouTube channels, Instagrams, Facebooks, Threads. How is it that I'm able to show up every single day and talk about Glowup Academy without worrying about people thinking I'm being annoying or people thinking I'm begging them for money or people unfollowing me because I'm doing too much? How am I able to do that? Because I already know I have a solution to people's problems. People want to become more confident and follow through with the promises that they make to themselves so they can actually get the results that they want out of their life. I work with them every single day inside of Glowup Academy. People want to become more disciplined and consistent. They want to actually follow through. They're tired of restarting and resetting. I work with them every single day inside of Glowup Academy. People want to build their online business. They want a side hustle. They want to monetize their platforms and sell their products. I work with them every single day. I'm a life coach. And because I have that energy with my products and services, I sell and I sell a lot. If people are annoyed or if I'm doing too much or if they unfollow me, that's fine. Respectfully, I don't give a damn. That just lets me know they weren't ready to change their life. And most people don't change. People don't change until the pain of staying the same outweighs the pain of change. In other words, until they hit a brick wall. They ain't hit their brick wall yet. But when they do, because you always will, they come back. Because Amazon has that energy with their products and services, they sell, and they sell a lot. Because I have that energy with my products and services, I sell, and I sell a lot. And if you want to sell a lot too, you're going to have the same energy. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay? Okay. If you're ready for sales tip number 1, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. Good morning, good morning. He said, I need a wife that thinks like you. Thank you, Charles. For those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. Also, if I'm saying anything that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, make sure you guys are double tapping the screen, like, comment, and share. YouTube, let's get some more thumbs ups in this live. Let's go, let's go. And make sure you guys are taking notes, you guys, because you will forget. All right. Now, sales tip number 1. Content is king and distribution is queen. Okay? Content is king and distribution is queen. So let's break this down so it makes sense. We'll start with the content is king part. Okay? Now, content, you guys, is just anything that you upload to social media. So pictures, reels, if you go live, long form YouTube videos, statuses that you might post on Facebook, Threads, X, all of that is content. And the content that we post is how we're going to get the word out about our products and services. That's how we're going to let people know who we are, what we do, and how we can help them. Now, remember, we said a few minutes ago that people are extremely forgetful, which means we have to post content consistently in order to get people to remember who we are. That's why content is king. Now, I want us to adapt a new mindset moving forward. I used to have this mindset of go hard or go home, never sleep, hustle, hustle, hustle. If you're sleeping, you're not working. Do as much as you can every single day. And that did nothing for me but burn me out. What I want you to start doing is creating this new mindset where we're going to crawl before we walk and we're going to walk before we run. In other words, we're just going to take small baby steps out of our comfort zone every single day to get us to our overall goal in the future. I need us to start detaching ourselves from the outcome, because the outcome that you want will always show up if you just keep going. Sometimes we allow ourselves to feel overwhelmed because we have this long to-do list of things that we think we have to do, and then we don't really know where to start, and so we just freeze because we just start to feel overwhelmed. Well, we're going to stop doing that. We're going to crawl before we walk, and we're going to walk before we run. Okay? So, we're not going to start to feel overwhelmed. Some of you guys are struggling with posting content consistently because you have a camera shyness problem. So before we can even get into posting content consistently, we have to overcome the camera shyness. So if that is something that you're struggling with, this is what you're going to start doing right now, today. Multiple times a day, I want you to sit in front of your camera or your phone, whatever you're going to be recording on, and I want you to talk to it. You can sit down and talk to it like how I'm talking to y'all online. You can cook in front of it. If you work out in front of it. Be in front of your phone as often as possible, multiple times a day. This is not to post. This is just for you to get comfortable in front of the camera, because what we say, the more you do something, the better you get. The more you're in front of the camera, the less awkward you're going to feel over time. Okay? And don't you dare tell me you don't have time, because the time that you spend scrolling TikTok lives all day, watching YouTube videos all day, is the time that you could be doing this. You could do 30-second intervals, 5-minute intervals, 10-minute intervals. I don't care. Just do it as often as possible. If you do this, I promise you in 2 weeks, you'll never be camera shy again. Now, once you get out of that camera shyness, you feel comfortable, you don't feel awkward. Now we're going to take 1 step or half an inch out our comfort zone, right? And we're going to commit to posting one 30-second video a week. Just one, 30 seconds. There's 7 days in a week, correct? That gives you 6 days to ask ChatGPT what kind of video to make. That gives you 6 days to have ChatGPT script the video for you. That gives you 6 days to do multiple takes, because I know you're not going to take the first one because you're still a perfectionist, right? Okay. That gives you 6 days to play around with the TikTok editing and edit it to your liking. And then that gives you 6 days to build up the courage to hit post. 30 seconds. That's it. Now, once you consistently post once a week, you feel comfortable. Now we're going to take another half an inch out that comfort zone, and we're going to commit to posting 2 30-second videos a week. Once you get comfortable with that, now that's your new comfort zone. We're going to take a half an inch out, and we're going to do 3. Next thing you know, you are posting consistently because you took baby steps. You crawled before you walked, and you walked before you run. And you just focused on taking a half an inch out of your comfort zone every single day to slowly but surely get you to the results that you want. And in that process, you did not feel overwhelmed. Now you feel good about yourself because you're actually doing the thing that you told yourself you wanted to do. Can't make this up. Can't make this up. Now, the distribution is queen parts. Not only will we be locking in on posting content consistently, we're also going to be building at least 3 platforms. Well, why 3, Jazz? Because 1 is too close to none, that's why. Like that one income you have at that one job. If they laid you off tomorrow, what would you do? You would be freaking out, trying to figure out how you're going to pay them bills. If you put all of your eggs in a TikTok basket and the US decides to ban it like they did last year, what would you do? You would be freaking out like all of the other TikTokers who only had their eggs in a TikTok basket. Listen, I teach my students we have got to stay proactive so that we are not reactive. In other words, we got to stay ready. Now, which platform, well, first of all, it's not hard to build 3, by the way. The same exact video that you post on TikTok, you'll put it on Instagram, YouTube Shorts, Facebook, wherever you want to be. It takes an extra 5 minutes. I do it all day long. I promise you it's not hard. Now, which platform should you grow? That's up to you. You got a lot of options. I always suggest, though, starting with the platform that you're always on. So if you find yourself on TikTok all the time, start TikTok. Obviously, you like this app so much because you're always here. And then just choose 2 more. But I am going to let you know this in case you didn't know. YouTube is the most watched platform. It is not TikTok. It is YouTube. More people are watching YouTube than anywhere. YouTube has even replaced cable TV. So I am always going to urge and encourage you to start your YouTube channel. If everybody is watching YouTube, then why are you not creating on YouTube? Make it make sense. Math ain't math. YouTube. Okay? Now, before I even get into sales tip number 2, I gotta speak to the woman who's still holding on to fear. I can't leave you behind. Yeah. I can feel it. And in case you guys didn't know, on this live, fear stands for fuck everything and run, and that's what you're ready to do right now. Because you're saying things to yourself like, Jazz, girl, I don't know about nothing you talking about. This sounds great. It sounds amazing. I would love to have an online business. I would love financial freedom. I would love to have peace in my life. Oh my God. But I don't know. You want me to post content consistently? You want me to make my own ebook? You want me to build 3 platforms? Girl, I don't know. I want to. It sounds good, but I don't think I can. And it just sounds really, really hard. Okay. Well, before you run away, like you always do, listen. The first thing I want to tell you is this. I don't have the ability to convince you of anything. Okay, I can't convince anyone to do anything. So I'm not going to try. So if you want to believe that posting content consistently is hard, then fine, your feelings are valid. It's hard. If you want to believe that having AI write your ebook for you is hard, then fine, you're right. It's hard. If you want to believe that building multiple platforms is hard, then fine, your feelings are valid. It's hard. It's hard. But I do want to remind you that the life you're currently living is also hard. Going to a job that drains you, feeling overworked and underpaid, is hard. Making payment arrangement after payment arrangement, robbing Patrice to pay Paula month after month is hard. Crying every single day because you are so unhappy with the way things are going for you right now is hard. Knowing deep down in your soul, you can feel it, that there is something better for you, but you're not even living it. That is hard. Thank you. And you do that every single day. And see, that's what fear will do. That right there. And you let it. You let it do it to you. You let it. One thing that I have noticed, especially as women, we have this toxic habit of never giving ourselves credit where credit is due. You never tell yourself how proud you are of you. You never tell yourself how amazing you are. And that's crazy because listen, life's for everybody. No one's life is perfect, and every single person has had really difficult times in their life. Moments where you had no clue how you were going to overcome whatever you were going through. But guess what? You did. You got through it. Because you're still here today. So you have already proven to yourself how strong you really are. I don't have to convince you. You've already proven to yourself how resilient you really are. I don't have to convince you. Because if you weren't strong, if you weren't resilient, you wouldn't have got through it. I remember when I lost my grandma. My grandma was my whole world. She pretty much raised me. And I remember when I went off to college, I used to call her every day. I would call her about 4 or 5 times a day just to check in with her, tell her what I was doing on campus. I missed her so much. And she died when I was 25. She had a stroke. And my life turned upside down. I had no clue how I was going to live life without my grandma. I was like, oh my God. But here I am 10 years later, still living without my grandma. That is strength. That is resilience. And you are a lot stronger than you give yourself credit for. You are a lot more resilient than you give yourself credit for. Because life's. And if you can get through whatever you've gotten through, there's no reason why you can't do this. And that is why I keep stressing the importance of confidence. This is why I keep telling you to get off of these apps and stop breaking the promises that you make to yourself, because this is the result of that. You don't even believe that you can't do any of this stuff that we're talking about, but look at what you already do. You're really going to sit there and convince yourself that you don't have the abilities to copy some words that ChatGPT gave you and paste it into a pre-made Canva template? Are we serious right now, ladies? Really? That's what we're doing this morning? Are you serious? Look at what you've already overcome. And you're going to sit here and convince yourself that you don't have the ability to take a video that you posted on TikTok and throw it on Instagram and YouTube Shorts? Are you serious right now? Really? Really? You're going to convince yourself that you don't have the ability to post content consistently, but you do have the ability to scroll social media all day. Are we serious right now? Get off of these apps. This is a confidence issue and lack thereof. Every single time you break the promises that you make to yourself, you are slowly destroying your self-confidence, your self-worth, your self-respect. And this is the result of that. And listen, I don't have to convince you. How many times do you scroll on social media and see people who are living worse off lives than you still showing up, building their business? There are women on these apps with more children than you, and they are still showing up, building their business. I saw a woman, she had 12 kids. 12. And she's still showing up, building her business. There are people on these apps who have worse health conditions than you, and they are still showing up, building their business. There are people on these apps who are living their darkest moments right now, getting laid off, losing their house, and despite the weight of the world on their back right now, they're still showing up, building their business. So let me ask you, if they can do it, why can't you? Well, you want to know why you're not and why they are? Because they chose to let go of fear. And you choose to keep holding on to it. That's why. It's not because they're more talented than you. It's not because they're smarter than you. It's not even because they're younger than you. There are plenty of content creators on these apps who are 80 plus years old. And if they figured out how to use a cell phone and edit some videos, why can't you? Half of y'all watching are under the age of 60. So why can't you? Because you won't let go of fear. And they chose to let it go. That's why. Listen, my online business changed my entire life. I've been doing this full time for 6 years. Started during COVID. Made more money than I could have ever imagined from my cell phone, a laptop, and some Wi-Fi. For the first time in my life, I have peace. You can't even put a price tag on that. I have purpose now. I get to wake up every day doing what I love. I have freedom. I get to do what I want, when I want, and how I want to do it. I have confidence now. I think very highly of myself, and I keep all of the promises that I make to me. But before all of this, before COVID, I lived a very different life. I used to be stressed out all day, every day. I was extremely insecure. I was miserable. I was depressed. I was 100 pounds overweight. I had a 9-to-5 that I absolutely hated. I had anxiety, and to top it all off, I used to be an alcoholic. See, I have bought into the American dream blueprint that they sell everybody. I bought in back in high school. They told me that if I went off to college and got me a bachelor's degree, I'd be able to find a good job with benefits and stability. I'll make more than enough money to travel a few times a year. I'll be able to save up for a house. I'll be able to put extra money into my 401k savings plan so that when I get too old to work, I'll be able to retire with dignity and live out the rest of my years in peace. That's what they said. So I bought in. I went off to college. When I turned 18, went off to college. My friends were going. My mom and grandma told me to go, so I went. Got me a 4-year bachelor's degree. Cost me $40,000. And I did the whole shebang. I moved like 2 hours away from home, lived in dorm rooms, did all that shit. Graduated, got my bachelor's degree. Had to move back home like most college graduates do. Started looking for a job. 6 months later, got my first full-time job with benefits and PTO. I was like, whoa, they're going to pay me to not be at work? Wow. 23 years old, about to be making $60,000 a year. That was more money than I ever made in my entire life. So I was excited. So I decided to move out of my mom's house. I was sick of her rules. I was ready to be a grown woman and do grown woman things. So I went out and got my own place. But I didn't stop there. No. I had to live the American dream. So I decided to go out and buy me a brand new car. See, I already had a car. My grandma got me that car for high school graduation. It was paid off, title in hand. It got me from point A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. But it was old. No leather seats, no push to start, no touchscreen on the dash. So I had to do what most Americans do. I had to upgrade to match my new upgraded life. Duh. So I decided to get me a brand new Dodge Charger. My grandma told me not to do it, but at 23, I'm like, what does she know? She's old. I did it. That car cost me $450 a month. And we all know, with expensive cars comes expensive car insurance and expensive gas. By the time I paid all of my bills for the month, I was broke as hell. There were no trips. There was no extra savings in the 401k plan. I could barely afford to eat. I was broke. I had another problem. I had to start paying back those student loans. See, at 23, I thought the government was joking. I didn't think they were serious about getting their money back for some student loans because everyone has student loans, right? It's the American way. Girl. The government is not playing with you when it comes to them repayment plans. They will give you 6 months after you graduate to get on your feet. They will not call you. They will not send letters. They want you to focus on getting a job. But best believe when that 6-month mark hits, they are sending letters to the house because they want to see those tax returns. Because here's the kicker. They're going to tell you how much you can afford based off of how much you make. And so since they saw I made $60,000 a year, I didn't have any children, no dependents. They said I should have no problem paying $400 a month. I'm like, what? $400? And just so you know, it's not up for debate. There's no negotiations. That's the price. I had 11 student loan accounts that they lumped under one monthly payment of $400 a month. Every single month that I did not pay those student loans, which was literally every month because I really couldn't afford it, I got 11 missed payments on my credit. In the course of 1 year, I racked up 121 missed payments. My credit score dropped 520. And just so you know, you cannot bankrupt your student loans. And if you keep not paying them, they will garnish your check. Try them. So I'm broke. I have really bad credit. And I had one last problem. I hated my job. Nowhere in this American dream blueprint did they tell me I would be miserable at my 9 to 5. Now, I'm not going to lie, okay? When I was young, in my 20s, I was extremely naive. I was gullible. Anything you told me, I believed you because I just didn't think people were out here lying. And so when I went into the interview, my supervisor told me that even though the department was all women, they all got along. And even though I was going to be the youngest one there, it wouldn't be a problem because they were all just one big old happy work family and they all were just big old friends and there was no cattiness, no drama. So I went into the department believing that was true. Mistake number one. I learned in corporate America, those are not your friends. But you got to watch them because they'll pretend like they are. See, They'll kiki and kaka with you in the break room, but don't get confused. That's not your friend. They will even hang out with you off the clock. So they're not even getting paid to be around you, but they will still invite you to happy hour. They will still invite you to their house. They will still invite you to their weddings and their baby showers so you can meet their loved ones. But they don't like you. Don't get confused. They will even spend their hard-earned money on you. So when it's your birthday, they'll all come together and buy you a gift. But they don't like you. I know it's weird, but that's what they're out here doing. They will even do Thanksgiving potlucks in the break room. So everyone brings a dish and we sit in front, we sit around and we sing Kumbaya and act like we're one big old family, but they don't like you. And best believe all you have to do is piss off the right one. And they will make sure that every single day you work there will be a living nightmare. I made the mistake of making friends with a woman who was 31 years old. I was 23, and she told me I was like the little sister she never had. And my naive ass believed her. And I said, wow, you're like the big sister I never had. And I used to tell her all of my drama, all of my tea. I used to even tell her things that I hated about my supervisor. And when we both decided to put in for a promotion at work, she made sure to let my supervisor know all of the things that I told her in confidence. And my supervisor made sure that every single day I worked there was a living nightmare. Now, that was my fault. I walked right into it, didn't know no better. I was miserable. I must have put in hundreds, if not thousands of applications trying to find a new job. But no one was calling me back. And I couldn't even get an interview. So I'm broke. I have really bad credit and I hate my job. For the first time in my life, at 23 years old, I felt trapped. If you've never experienced what it feels like to feel trapped, consider yourself blessed. You are truly blessed. Because I wouldn't wish trapped on my worst enemy. But let me go ahead and give you some context. See, trapped feels like no matter what you do, your life's not going to get no better. That's how trapped feels. You can try to be positive and optimistic all you want, but it feels like nothing but negative ass shit from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed every single day. That's how trapped feels. You could try to work a part-time job or work some overtime to catch up on some bills, but just when you start to have a little bit of a savings account, something always comes up and slaps you in the face. Now your car won't start. Now you got to dish out money for that. It's always something. You can try to pray about it, but it begins to feel like God is ignoring you because you still wake up with the same damn problems every single day. Your life begins to feel like a nightmare that you can't wake up from. And I lived like that for 6 years. I used to pull up at that job. I would sit in my car and cry before I even clocked in every day. I used to bring that job home with me. You know what that means? So that means you've clocked out. You're at home. You should be in peace while you're at home spending time with your family. But see, you can't because these people at work have taken over your mind. You are now telling your spouse all of the toxic things that they're doing to you at work. You can't escape these people. They are living in your head rent free. I used to have really bad anxiety. I got paranoid. I thought that every day they were coming to fire me. I was so stressed out about bills. Couldn't sleep anymore. And to cope with all of my anxiety, my depression, my stress, I started drinking. First, it was just a few drinks a week to calm my nerves, but that quickly spiraled out of control. And I became an alcoholic. And listen, the only reason why I'm telling you any of this is because if any of my story is resonating with you, you are already doing something extremely hard. crying every day because you are so stressed. That's hard. Going to a job that drains your spirit is hard. And see, the reason why I was so depressed back then was because I had nothing in my life to look forward to. See, I didn't have any hobbies and I didn't have any interests. My life literally began to feel like I was on repeat. Get up, go to work, come home, be miserable, cry, drink, sleep, repeat. Week after week, month after month, and year after year. For the longest time, I thought there was something wrong with me for being depressed about my life. But anyone would. Ladies, there's nothing wrong with you. Yes, what you're going through is depressing. Anybody would be depressed. But the beauty of online business is you can monetize anything. Literally. No, your idea is not stupid. No, your idea is not far-fetched. How many times have you scrolled on your social media and you've seen people doing the darndest things and you're sitting there scratching your head trying to figure out how the hell are they getting paid to do that? I could do a better job than that. You want to know how? You want to know the truth? Well, the truth is they decided to let go of fear and you make the choice to hold on to it. That's how. That's how. And I want to say one more thing before we move forward, because I need to make sure you hear me loud and clear. I hope you realize that if you work 40 hours a week or more, you spend more time at work with people that you don't even like than you do with your loved ones at home. See, I literally worked 9 to 5. So what should have only been a 20-minute drive into the city is over an hour because I'm stuck in rush hour traffic. So an hour to work, an hour back, that's 2 hours in the car. 8 hours at work, 1 hour lunch break, that's 11 hours out of my day gone. It's gone. By the time you do get home, you are drained. You are exhausted. You feel defeated. You only have a few hours to spend with your spouse or your children before you have to put everyone to bed just to repeat the cycle again the next day. And let's be clear, your loved ones, they don't even get to experience the happy version of you because you're not happy. They don't even get to experience the peaceful version of you because you're not peaceful. They get the stressed version of you. They get the depressed version of you. They get the anxious version of you. That's not even fair. You put everyone to bed just to repeat the cycle again the next day. Just look forward to the weekend. But respectfully, what the hell are you looking forward to? Because Friday, you still worked. So they still got 8 hours out you. Saturday is the only day you get to do what you love. Sunday, not so much. No, because you have to prepare for the work week, right? So that means you got to cook. You got to clean. You got to go to the grocery store. You got to do laundry. And then you have to mentally prepare yourself for the bullshit sitting on your desk for Monday. Ladies, that's not living. That's surviving. Life is meant to be lived, not survived. I don't know what your religious beliefs are, but I do know this. The God I serve, He loves me, and He loves me a lot. And let me ask you, if He loves me so much, why would He put me on this earth to be hating the very life that He blessed me with? He didn't. That's not why He put me here. He put me here for a very special reason. And then He allowed me the opportunity to find it. In online business, social media allowed me the opportunity to monetize it. He put you here for a very special reason too. There is something very, very, very special about you too. too. But the problem is, life has a tendency to life. And somewhere on our journey of life, we lose our light. It gets dim, and then it gets dark. Maybe it was a toxic relationship. Maybe it was toxic friends, toxic family. In my case, it was a toxic job. But we lose our light, and then we start to feel like there's nothing special about us and that we can't do any of this. But I'm here to tell you that's not true. If you even thought the thoughts, that's because you can. I believe the ideas that we get come from God because God lives within us. So if something inside of you said, start this, try this, post this, do this, that's God talking to you. And if it was truly something that was out of reach for you, something that you weren't capable of doing, it wouldn't have even crossed your mind. God does not plant seeds in environments that do not harvest them. But you thought about it because you can. You are more than capable. But in order for you to actually get it done, you are going to have to let go of fear, because that fear that you refuse to let go of is stealing your dream life from you. It is stealing the peace that you want. It is stealing the happiness that you want. It is stealing the freedom that you want. It is stealing the confidence that you want. You're gonna have to make the decision to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone and do something a little bit different every single day to actually get the results that you want. Or you can keep doing what you've been doing and keep getting the results that you've been getting. The choice is always yours. I keep telling you, close these apps. The time that you spend scrolling is the time that you could be spending doing the thing to live the life that you want to live. You can do this, but you gotta let go of fear. Gotta let go of fear. Okay? All right. Sales tip number 2. Good morning. For those of y'all who are just tuning in, my name is Coach Jazz. Anita said, you are making me cry. I want you to be uncomfortable. That is my goal. There is no growth in comfort. I need you to be uncomfortable. That's where the growth happens. Sales tip number 2. People only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. People only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. So if they don't like you, not gonna buy. If they don't know you, not gonna buy. Good morning. If they don't trust you, they will not buy it. So how do we get people to like us? Okay. We're going to do this through our content. And remember, for those of y'all who are just tuning in, we said content is anything that you upload to social. So pictures, reels, long form YouTube videos. If you go live, statuses, anything that you upload is considered content. Okay. And remember, in our content, that's how we're going to let people know who we are, what we do, and how we can help them. In your content, I need you to be relatable and I need you to be authentic. In other words, I need you to be yourself, okay? Because the community that we build, the viewers, the subscribers, the commenters, the followers, those are the people who are going to buy our products. People connect with people through emotions, okay? But what you're doing, some of you guys are struggling with building that community because you're trying to be perfect. Failing to realize that no one is perfect, so people can't relate to you because they're not perfect. And you're not perfect either. So you're being inauthentic. So I need you to just be yourself and show up as who you truly are. And don't you dare let fear take over and try to convince you that no one will like you. That's a lie. There is a whole world of people out there who need you, okay? There are 8 billion people in this world. The internet is what connects us from people all over the world, all walks of life. There is a whole world of people who need you. You have the solution to their problems, but you're depriving them of the solution that they need because you won't get out of your head and post. I have women inside of Glowup Academy from all over the world. I'm in the USA, by the way, but there are women in there from the UK, Australia, Jamaica, Canada, Barbados. I've been to none of those countries, but I was able to help them all because I decided to get out of my head. I decided to be myself and post. Now, what if I let fear take over this morning and I didn't go live? Well, then those of you guys watching wouldn't have been able to receive this message, and I wouldn't have been able to help you either. But that's literally what you're doing to others by not posting. So please, for the love of God, get out of your head and post your videos. I promise you, people will like you. Okay? Now, we said people only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. All right, cool. Well, how do we get people to know us? All right. I need you to go live. And just so you guys know, whether you're faceless or front and center, I don't give a damn. You're going to do all of these things, okay? Don't think because you're a faceless creator, you're getting out of this. I need you to go live. Going live is the best way to build your community. Now, is it the only way? No, but it's the best way. How? Because it allows people to get a sense of your energy and your vibes. It allows people to connect with you and engage and interact. And it also allows you to promote your products. Now, some of y'all going to be hard-headed and you're just going to say, that's great, Jazz, but I don't want to go live. And I'm going to say, fine, don't. I told you earlier, I'm not the coach that's going to try to convince you to do anything you don't want to do. If you don't want to go live, don't. Whatever. But I do want to remind you, you also said you didn't want to go to work. You said you were tired of feeling overworked and underpaid and living paycheck to paycheck. It amazes me how many people are willing to go to work, slave at a job, to build wealth for someone else, but they absolutely refuse to lock in for 30 minutes or an hour and build wealth for themselves. And don't say you don't have time because, again, you're on social media all day. I don't have to convince you. There are people, especially on TikTok, selling all day long. The internet doesn't sleep. They're selling hair, makeup, clothes, nails, digital products, everything, all hours of the day. I don't care what time of the day you go live. The internet does not sleep. Just do it. Just do it. Now, some of y'all are like, well, Jazz, I would go live. I'm not against it. I'm just a little live shy. Okay. For my live shy ladies or camera shy ladies, if you're struggling with any shyness, the only reason why you're shy is just because you don't have enough experience doing the thing. It's not because you suck at life, and it's not because this isn't meant for you. It just simply means you don't have enough experience. Maybe you did it once 6 months ago, but you haven't done it since. We've been on this live for 108 minutes. And if you're still here, one thing I know about people is this. That's because you trust what I'm saying to be true. If you thought I was full of shit, you would have left by now, but you're still here. So I need you to go ahead and trust this. If you go live consistently, I promise you, you will get to a point where you are no longer live shy. Anything that you do over and over and over again, you get better at. I don't have to convince you. Look at the results in your own life. You did not always know how to walk. Now you walk just fine. How? Because you did it consistently. You did not always know how to read and write. Now you do that just fine. How? Because you did it consistently. You did not always know how to drive and do your job. Now you do that just fine. How? Because you did it consistently. So just imagine what would happen if you went live consistently too. Oh, can't make this up. We said people only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. Exactly. Tying your shoes, everything. How do we get people to trust us? Okay. There's a reason why I'm telling you to post content consistently. And no, it's not for your health. The reason why I'm telling you to post consistently is because the more people see you, the more they begin to trust you. Consistency builds trust. I don't know if you know this or not, or if you're living under a rock somewhere, ladies, but people work extremely hard for their money. You work hard, I work hard. Everyone is out here working hard. And if you want someone to trust you with their hard-earned money, well, then that's going to require you to be trustworthy, which means you have to be consistent. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, I want to do an exercise with you guys. For those of you guys who do not have a product yet, sit this out, write this down. For those of you guys who do have a product, but you're struggling to make the sales that you want, this is for you. Now, the first thing we have to do is remove ego and pride. Unfortunately, some of y'all can't do that because you think you know everything and you don't believe that there's room for improvement. Well, I'm not here to convince you otherwise. Keep thinking that. Just know pride always comes before the fall. There's no room for pride in business. Now, for those of y'all who can remove the ego and pride and you recognize that you can do things better, this is for you. We're going to go to our profile and we're going to ask ourselves some questions, but we have to be honest. Write this down. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. Don't you ever forget that. Now ask yourself, is it clear who you are, what you do, and how you can help people? I also need you to ask yourself this. Take the emotion out, ladies. If you were not you, would you buy from you? If you were not you, would you buy from you? If the answer to any of those questions is no, then you should no longer be confused as to why people are not buying from you yet. There should be no more confusion. But the reason why I'm saying yet is because you have the power to fix it. So make it clear. Make it crystal clear who you are, what you do, how you can help people, and post consistently. That is the beauty of life. That is the beauty of business. And that is the beauty of everything that we've talked about so far on this live. Literally, don't overthink. Literally anything that is not giving you the results that you want, you have the power to fix it. But the problem is, you make the choice not to. I already know that I am not the life coach for everybody. I've accepted that. I already know that I am not the business coach for everybody. I have accepted that. Because believe it or not, most people aren't really looking for solutions to their problems. It's the unfortunate truth. Most people are just looking to pass time. Most people are just looking for someone that they can complain and vent to about their problems. But the minute you present them with the solution to their problem, they bail. Because they were never really looking for solutions in the first place. I'm not here for that. I'm here to help the woman who truly wants to change her life. But in order to change, you have to become uncomfortable, which means I have to tell you the truth. My whole goal of this entire life is to make you extremely uncomfortable, because that's where the growth begins. And I have to tell you the truth about yourself so that you can become aware of the things that you've been doing. Most people are not self-aware, and they have no clue. So Here's the truth. Anything in your life that's not giving you the results that you want, you have the power to fix. But you make the choice not to. If you are struggling with camera shyness or live shyness, fix it. I already told you how. Start being in front of the camera all the time. Start going live all the time, consistently, as often as you can. And you will not be camera shy. You will not be live shy for long. And even though I gave you the exact solution to the problem that you claim you have, most of you, as soon as I end this live, all you're going to do is hop into a new live. All you're going to do is watch a new YouTube video, and then you're going to sit there and complain about the fact that you're camera shy and live shy. Well, at that point, that's a choice. You want to be that way. Because if you truly wanted to change it, you would do the thing that I told you to do, which is get off of the app and do the things. You weren't really looking to fix it. You were just looking to pass time. That's the truth. If you are struggling with confidence or lack thereof, meaning you care too much about what people think, you don't feel highly about yourself, fix it. I already told you how. Start keeping the promises that you make to yourself. If you told yourself you were going to start a business, then start it already. If you told yourself that you were going to create content, then create it. If you told yourself that you were going to sell your products, then sell the daggone products. And even though I gave you the exact solution to build your confidence, most of you, as soon as I end this live, all you're going to do is hop into a new live. All you're going to do is watch a new YouTube video about how to level up and how to change your mindset. And you're going to sit there and have the audacity to be confused about why you're so insecure. Well, at that point, that's a choice. You want to be insecure because you refuse to do the things that will fix the problems that you have. That's a choice. That's a choice. We love our comfort zone. That's the problem. Our comfort zone is just our daily routines and habits. It's what we do on a day-to-day basis. It's the path of least resistance. It's the people that we hang out with, the conversations that we have, the content that we watch, the environments that we frequent. But notice the life that you want to live, you're not living. But that's because you refuse to leave the comfort zone. You have been looking for peace in your comfort zone, but you haven't found it. You have been looking for financial freedom in your comfort zone, but you haven't found it. You have been looking for confidence and happiness in your comfort zone, but you haven't found it because it's not there. If it was there, you would have it, and you wouldn't be here on this live. You would be out living your best life. The results that you're looking for are not in your comfort zone. And a lot of times we've been living in our comfort zone for so long that we have become comfortable with being miserable. You can't even fathom a life where you have a smile on your face for no reason. Notice our comfort zone is keeping us stressed. I don't know if you know this or not, but stress is a silent killer. I don't have to convince you, look it up. You have been stressed for so long. Your comfort zone is killing you. Your comfort zone is keeping you anxious. Your comfort zone is frustrating you. Those daily routines and habits that you refuse to change is draining you. You are going to have to make a choice to take a half an inch out of that comfort zone of yours and do something a little bit different every single day to slowly but surely get to the results that you want. You are going to have to become uncomfortable. That is the only way things are going to change for you. A lot of your comfort zones is scrolling social media all day. It baffles me how many people are living their life watching social media. There is a whole world out there. There are so many things that you could be accomplishing. You could feel so amazing about yourself if you just close the app and do the thing that you say you want to do. You don't get a business by watching people talk about a business. You don't become a content creator by watching people talk about content creation. In order to have a business, you have to start the business, which means you have to close this app, you have to open up ChatGPT, write the prompts, and create the ebook. Then you have to actually upload the ebook. Then you have to make the account for the social platform. Then you have to hit upload on the content that you want to post. Nowhere in that did I say you watch. Nowhere in that did I say you listen to other people. You gotta get off these apps. I post my content and I get off. I don't scroll. I made a whole video on YouTube about how I stopped scrolling and how much more amazing my life has got because I got off these damn apps. A lot of times we live in a trapped mindset. And we've been living in this trapped mindset for so long that we don't even realize that we're living in a trapped mindset. And you believe deep down in your soul and in your spirit that there is absolutely nothing you can do to be untrapped. And how things are today is how it's going to always be. And then what you've done is you've surrounded yourself with other trap-minded people. Listen, I know you may not want to hear this, but this is the truth. We attract what we are. The friends that we have, the people that we talk to regularly, believe it or not, y'all are just alike. And some of y'all may not want to believe that because you'll sit there and say, no, I'm nothing like my friend. My friend is lazy. So are you. Because if y'all were truly different, y'all wouldn't be able to get along. There would be tension. You would not be able to get along with someone who was completely different than you. But y'all get along just fine because y'all are very similar. And so what you have done is you have surrounded yourself with other trap-minded people, and it's just a whole bunch of trap-minded people giving trap-minded advice. But I am here to tell you, you are not trapped. No, you're not. I used to believe I was trapped too. I really used to believe I was trapped at that 9-to-5 that I hated so much. And you couldn't convince me otherwise. I really believed that there was absolutely nothing that I could do to get out of that situation. I believed it with my soul. And the crazy thing is, I was surrounded by other people who had trapped minds, like my coworkers. You realize you spend more time with your coworkers than you do with anyone else? You realize that, right? And so a lot of the thoughts that you have, they have those same thoughts. We all hated our job. We were all miserable. Everybody in that department was miserable. And it was a whole bunch of miserable people giving miserable advice. I had options. I could have chose to take a half an inch out of my comfort zone and do something just a little bit different. Even if it's what most people would not want to do, I could have still did it to get to the results that I wanted. I could have moved back home. I could have quit that job and just moved back home. I had that option. But my mindset back then was, oh God, I don't want to move back home. I'm 23, 24 years old. That means I'm failing. I'm moving backwards. If I had to move back home, that means I failed at life. I really believe that. And then I let my coworkers convince me that that is failing at life. That's not failing at life. You want to know what's failing at life? Living a life that you're miserable with. That's failing at life. There was nothing wrong with taking a step backwards to move forwards. I could have quit that job and just went back to fast food for a little while until I found something else. But you want to know what my mindset was back then? You want to know the truth? I thought I was better than the program. That's the truth. I thought that because I had a college degree, because I had a bachelor's degree, I was better than fast food. But crazy thing is, the fast food jobs that I always had never caused me as much stress as that 9 to 5 that I had. Isn't that crazy? That is crazy. I thought I was too good for McDonald's. Yes, that's what I really thought. Even though that job that I had was draining me and making me miserable and having me drink every single day, I still chose to stay there because I made it than to just go back to fast food temporarily until I found something better. Wow. And you know what's crazy? A lot of people think like that. A lot of people think like that. So, I chose to stay at a job that was draining me. I chose to complain. I chose to vent. I chose to throw pity parties for myself. I chose to talk about what's not fair and woe is me. I chose to procrastinate. I chose to make excuses. I chose to do all of the things except the one thing that would have changed my entire life forever, which was leave. I was never trapped at that job. And you are not trapped in your current situation. You may think that you are, but I am here to tell you, you are not. And there is always a way out. But it's going to require you to take a half inch out of your comfort zone and do something a little bit different to get to the results that you want. Some of y'all have convinced yourself that you don't have the abilities to fix your problems yet because you think that you just need to watch more stuff. And you believe that if you just watch more TikTok lives, if you just watch more YouTube videos about how to level up, if you ask ChatGPT more questions about how to start your business, if you just gather more information, then you'll have the information that you need, and then you can fix your problems later. Well, I am here to tell you, you are not lacking information. Matter of fact, you have more than enough information. You're on information overload because you're on social media all day. You've already watched all of the TikTok live coaches. You have seen everyone's face at least once. That's one thing I know about the TikTok live community. I know that for sure. You have already watched countless YouTube videos on ChatGPT, platforms, starting a YouTube channel, building social media. You just asked ChatGPT 50 questions yesterday. You have more than enough information to start. Your problem is not lack of information. Your problem is lack of implementation, meaning you don't execute shit, which is why I made the keyword of this live, execution, because you're not doing that. You are the woman who consistently talks about what she's going to do, but you won't just do it. You are the woman who will procrastinate and talk about what she's going to do later, and later never shows up. You are the woman who makes excuse after excuse as to why it won't work for you. You are the woman who continues to distract herself and hold on to vices that aren't doing anything for you. You are the woman who chooses to waste her precious, valuable time. You are the woman who chooses to complain and vent and throw pity parties for herself and talk about what's not fair. You are the woman who chooses to do all of the things except the one thing that will change your entire life forever, which is start. And until you start, nothing for you is going to change. You can watch 50 more lives today and your life still will not change if you don't execute. It amazes me how there's this disconnect between watching and doing. And you have convinced yourself that by watching, you are doing something. The only thing you're doing is wasting your time. None of the success that I have built for myself came from watching. It came from doing, messing up, starting over, doing, messing up again, starting over, making more mistakes, starting over, making more mistakes, and starting over. It never came from watching. And the reason why you watch so much is because that's your comfort zone. Your comfort zone is watching. Your comfort zone is journaling. Your comfort zone is manifesting. For you, taking a half an inch out of your comfort zone will require executing. But you want to hold on to the fear. So you stay in your comfort zone of bouncing from TikTok live to TikTok live, YouTube video after YouTube video, because that's your comfort zone. You're comfortable there. But the results that you're looking for, the money you want to make, the business that you claim you want so much, the confidence that you say you need, it's not coming from watching. You don't want to believe me? Fine. Keep watching for another year and then come back and let me know if you're more confident. Come back and let me know if you've made more money. Come back and let me know if you built your platforms from watching. The creators that you watch, they're not watching. They're doing. They're making the content. They're uploading it. You're watching. That's the difference. The lives, the coaches that you're watching, they're doing. They're on live. You're watching the live. You gotta change that. I tell you guys every day, I appreciate the fact that you watch my content. YouTube, I appreciate the fact that you watch my videos and you help me run up an AdSense check. I appreciate it. But I don't want you watching me and not moving. If you're going to listen to me, if you're going to watch me, you better have me in your ear while you're moving, while you're setting up to create your content, while you're driving to your job, while you're outside getting your steps in, while you're cooking and meal prepping, while you're editing your content. I do not want you listening and watching while you're laying in bed and while you're sitting on the couch, because there's no growth there. I want you moving. I want you doing, not watching. You are going to have to change. There are things about you that is holding you back. It is your lack of consistency. It is your lack of discipline. It is your lack of follow through. It is your lack of confidence. It is your lack of sticking with the plan and not the mood. It is your lack of prioritizing yourself in your own life. I'm going to assume that you want to be the version of you that shows up consistently, who's running their business and not caring what people think, who's living your life and living in your purpose, who's genuinely happy with who you are and not comparing your life to others. That's what I'm going to assume. I'm going to assume that you want boundaries, that you want to be able to tell people no and not feel guilty about it. I'm going to assume that you want to be the version of you that knows how to put yourself first in your own life. But in order to become that version of you, you're going to have to change who you are today, because who you are today does not align with that. See, that version of you that you're manifesting, she's already within you. Okay? She's already within you. You are more than capable of becoming her. But in order to become her, you're going to have to change. because that version of you is buried under the fear that you refuse to let go of. That version of you is buried under the procrastination. It is buried under the excuses. It is buried under the insecurities. And until you change that, you will never become that version. You got to change. You have got to change. One of the things that I've noticed about society today is we've become extremely entitled. Entitlement is at an all-time high. And a lot of people have been entitled for so long, they don't even realize how entitled they are. What you have done is you have convinced yourself with your soul and your spirit that you are entitled to time. You really believe that. You really believe that you have all the time in the world to waste. You truly believe that. You believe you're entitled to time. And you really believe with your entitlement that if you don't start today, you can just start tomorrow. And if you don't start tomorrow, you can just start next week. And if you don't start next week, you're entitled to next month. And if you choose not to start next month, you always have next year. That's what you really think. But I'm confused as hell because the last time I checked, and correct me if I'm wrong, tomorrow wasn't guaranteed. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe it is. How do you know that you have next month? How do you know that you will always have next year? How do you know that? How can you be so sure? Who told you that? Who told you that you're entitled to time? Well, I'm here to tell you, you don't have as much time as you think you do. You are not entitled to time. And instead of you living every day with the time that you are blessed with to the fullest, living your life, doing the things that make you happy, working on yourself, committing to the promises that you made to you, only surrounding yourself with the people who truly love you and value you and not the people who are using you, and walking in your purpose and creating your content and doing those things, you choose to waste your precious, valuable time on these apps watching other people. You choose to waste your time binge watching Netflix and Hulu to escape. You choose to hang around people who use and abuse you. That's what you choose to do with your precious, valuable time. Time is your most precious, valuable asset. I don't know if you know that or not. Some of y'all don't want to believe me. Some of y'all think it's money. Some of y'all really think money is your most precious, valuable asset. Girl, please. It is your time. Because if you lost $50, yeah, it would suck. Who wouldn't be pissed? But guess what? You can go make 50 more. Might take you a few hours, sure. But you can still go make it. But if you lose your time, you don't get a second of that back. The only thing you get from losing your time is regret. Regret, shame, guilt, resentment, those are some heavy emotions. And those emotions will destroy you. And you carry those emotions with you every single day. And those emotions weigh you down. But that's what you choose. You choose to waste your time and then regret it later. You don't have as much time as you think you do. And I don't have to convince you of how quickly time is moving, because you can see that for yourself. Be honest. How many times do you look at the clock and say to yourself, wow, I cannot believe it's 8:27 in the morning. Wow, I cannot believe next week is May 2026. Wow, I cannot believe I'm 35 years old, or insert your age there. If you're anything like me, you do that every day. So you already see for yourself how quickly time is moving. And you still make the choice to waste your precious, valuable time. You got to change that. Like I said, you don't have as much time as you've convinced yourself you do. And eventually, one day, you will run out of time. That is the truth. Live your life. Get off these apps. One of the toughest reality pills that I had to swallow on my own glow up journey, and this is going to shatter your ego, so go ahead and brace yourself. Your life and the direction that it's going in, whether it's going great or not so great, is a direct reflection of the choices that you make. I told you guys I used to be 100 pounds overweight. Well, my obesity was a direct reflection of the foods that I chose to eat and the exercises that I chose not to do. It's not up for debate. That's the truth. That's the truth. My finances were a direct reflection of the choices that I made. For the longest time, I thought the reason why I was living paycheck to paycheck was just because I didn't make enough money. And if I just made more, that problem would go away. Nope. I'm going to tell you the truth. See, I've already self-reflected. And I have had to get real with myself. I've had to look at myself in the mirror and recognize that I'm the reason why. I had to take accountability for the problems that I had in my life and fix them. And you want to know why I was living paycheck to paycheck? You want to know the truth? Here's the truth. I was living above my means. That's the truth. I chose to buy cars that I couldn't afford. That's the truth. I chose to live in apartments that I couldn't afford. And as a result, I got all the stress that came right along with it. My finances were a direct reflection of the choices that I made. Now, some of y'all are going to say, Jazz, I hear you. And people are out here living like the Joneses. And people do live above their means. But that's not why I'm struggling financially. How is it my fault? How can I get ahead in this economy? Because food prices, gas prices, and rent prices are out of this world. I can barely afford to be alive. That's not my fault. Okay. Your finances, your life, is a direct reflection of the choices that you make. And I'm going to tell you why. Ladies, here's the truth. Times have been hard. Am I lying? Food prices, rent prices, gas prices, they've been on the rise for years. This didn't happen last night. But every day, you choose to do nothing about it. Because let's be real. You're on social media all day. You hop from live to live all day. You already knew what an ebook was. I didn't teach you that. I already know I didn't teach you. Someone else taught you. You already had the prompts. You already knew about Canva and ChatGPT. You already knew. I didn't teach you none of that. You could have launched your ebook 6 months ago. You'd be making sales today. You chose not to. You already knew YouTube was out here paying content creators to post their videos. You already knew that. I didn't teach you that. Because you're on social media all day. You already watched videos on that. You watched that last week. You could have started that YouTube channel 4 months ago. It could be monetized today. Sure could have. You could have started your TikTok last month. You would be building your community today. And what did we say? Our community, our viewers, our subscribers, our commenters, those are the people who buy our products. But every day you choose not to. You choose to watch. You choose to complain. You choose to vent. You choose to throw pity parties for yourself. You choose to feel sorry for yourself. You choose to make excuses. You choose to procrastinate. You choose to do all of the things except the one thing that'll change your entire life forever, which is start. You refuse to take the information that you've already learned and start. And until you change that, nothing for you is going to change. That's the truth. That is the cold, hard truth. And listen, I'm not perfect at all. Don't get confused. I have had to change a lot of things about me on my 6 years of entrepreneurship. I am nothing like who I used to be. I did not come into this being consistent. I did not come into this being disciplined and confident. Absolutely not. I was the complete opposite of all of these things that I am today. The version of me that you guys see today is a reflection of all of the changes that I had to make. And I made mistake after mistake after mistake times 10 until I finally got it right. You're going to make a lot of mistakes. You're going to make 50 mistakes today. And you still have to get up and learn from those mistakes and try to not make at least one tomorrow. You got to make decision after decision after decision. And most of the decisions that you make are going to be wrong. And then you still got to get up and try better again tomorrow. I told y'all, I used to be 100 pounds overweight. And for the longest time, I used to yo-yo diet. So that means I would lose 20, gain 30, lose 40, gain 50. It was just this cycle, year after year. I'm just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I told you guys, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. I had made it clear for 10 years that I didn't know how to lose weight and keep it off. If I did, I would have done it by now. So I made the executive decision to try something just a little bit different. I had decided to hire a personal trainer. Changed my life. Changed my life forever. Not only did I lose 100 pounds that go around, I had since kept it off for 4 years. See, my whole family is obese. And all of my friends at that time were obese. I told you, you attract what you are. I know some of you may not want to believe that because you're looking at your friends and you're looking at some of your family members and you're like, I'm nothing like them. No, you're exactly like them. That's the truth. That's the truth. And I surrounded myself with other obese people. So it's a whole bunch of obese people giving obese advice. That's just the truth. My personal trainer was the first person in my adult life that I got to see who showed me that even when life gets stressful, you still got to move your body. Even when life gets stressful, you still have to cook most of your food at home. That influence rubbed off on me. He's still my personal trainer to this day. Changed my life. Surround yourself with different people so you can get different results. Now the people that I hang with, they care about their health and wellness. They eat clean. I'll be checking myself. I'll be like, dang, I gotta get like her. I gotta get like her. Shit. I thought I'm doing good shit. I gotta get like her. Can't make that up. I used to procrastinate too. Okay, my motto was, why do today what I can put off till tomorrow? In other words, I'll start later. And later never showed up. Never. I used to live in fear. Fearful as hell. And notice the fear that we hold on to, you guys. These are things that haven't even happened. You recognize that, right? You're working yourself up for worst case scenario. But it hasn't even happened. You're so afraid to post your content because you're so afraid that people will laugh at you, but it hasn't even happened. And why do we always think worst case? Why is it never best case? Best case scenario, you post your content, you feel good about yourself, now you want to post again, now you're being consistent, now you're building your platforms, and now you're selling your products. We never want to think worst case. It's always, we never want to think best case. It's always worst case. Always. Always. You gotta change that. It hasn't even happened. I used to be my biggest bully to myself. I know a lot of y'all can relate to that. The things I used to say to myself was absolutely disgusting. I used to call myself stupid on a daily basis. Now let me ask you, how was I going to be a successful entrepreneur when I'm calling myself stupid? I wasn't. Ladies, let me tell you this. Your internal world, what you have going on in this pretty head of yours, it will always reflect in your external. So if there's chaos going on in here internally, I know for a fact your life is chaotic as hell. I don't even have to know you know that. You got something new going on every day. It's nothing but drama. Just drama, drama, drama. It's dramatic in here. So obviously it's going to manifest into the real world. If you disrespect yourself in here, in your mind, I know for a fact you have people in your real life who disrespect the hell out you. And you let them. Because that's how you treat yourself. Change your thoughts, change your life. Stop talking to yourself with disrespect. Put some respect on your name. You are worthy of success, happiness, and love. Everything you do touch turns to gold. And you are amazing. Don't you ever forget that. And don't you dare let anyone try to convince you otherwise. Change your thoughts, change your life. One of the biggest distractions that I struggled with in my own journey was alcohol abuse. And I told you I started that toxic habit when I had that toxic ass job. And you would have thought that once I quit the job, that problem would have just went away. Ladies, let me tell you what I learned. Your problems don't just go away, okay? If you don't intentionally fix them, they just get worse. That's the truth. My weight was getting worse. If I didn't fix it 4 years ago, who knows how big I would be today? I'd probably be about 500 pounds because I was already 340. I'd probably be pushing 500 by now. My alcohol problem got worse. See, at least when I was at work, I couldn't be drunk for 8 hours because I had to work, right? Well, I quit my job during COVID when everything was shut down. So I had nothing but time to drink. See, I quit my job on a whim. I had been there for 6 years. I was turning 30 in a few months. I was like, you just get to the point where you're just like fed up, right? I was just like, F this job. I'm out. Put in my 2-week notice, I was out the door. I also believe God was telling me, Jazz, the time is now. There was something inside of me that kept telling me, leave, leave, leave. So I left. I just left, right? And my plan was I was going to live off of my stimulus for a few months while I built my business, and then my business would take over from there. Now, granted, I don't have any kids, so my stimulus check was not that much. I had about $2,000 to my name, and I had just bought a house, by the way. My mortgage was $1,900. So the math wasn't mathing from the start, but I just had faith, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do it. So I quit. So now I'm at home, trying to make all this stuff make sense. Digital products, monetizations, platforms, algorithms, all the things. I'm watching all the YouTube videos. I'm watching all the TikTok lives, just trying to get it done. But it's not working. Nobody's buying my products. And no one's watching my content. And I'm getting pissed off. See, the woman I was back then, I couldn't self-reflect because I had too much ego for that. So I thought I was perfect as is, and I didn't believe that there was anything more that I could do because I'm already doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So it's not my fault that I'm not selling the products. It's YouTube's fault because YouTube isn't pushing my content because YouTube doesn't like me. It's not my fault that people aren't watching my stuff on Instagram. It's Instagram's fault because Instagram doesn't like me. But Jasmine is perfect as is. I had a lot of ego. And I convinced myself that I was being productive when in fact I wasn't because I was always drunk. Okay? I was not posting consistently because I was always drunk. I was not going live because I was always drunk. But I convinced myself that I was. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. Don't you ever forget that. And then I'm getting mad at God because I'm like, God, you told me to quit. You told me the time was now. I quit and I'm running out of money. I already missed one mortgage payment. If I miss another, you know what happens. They start foreclosure. I'm stressed and I'm pissed. I couldn't admit to myself that I have a drinking problem. You know how much embarrassment and guilt and shame I would feel if I said that out loud? No, my ego couldn't handle it. So I just chose to continue to lie to myself some more. And I convinced myself that as long as I don't drink before 11 a.m., I'm not an alcoholic. Because see, in my mind back then, alcoholics, they start their day with alcohol. But if I wait till after 11 a.m., even though I drink all day, every day, as long as I don't start my day, then I don't have a problem. So there's nothing to talk about. Wow. I cannot make this up. The worst lies are the lies that you tell yourself. But eventually, you can't keep running from you. Because eventually you're going to hit a brick wall. And God is going to force you to listen. I told y'all earlier, I believe God is within you. He's not outside of you, so stop looking. He's within you. I have God within me. You have God within you. Those ideas that you get, that feeling inside of you that's telling you try this, start this, post this, that's God talking to you. That intuition, that feeling that you get, that gut feeling, that's God talking to you. But notice, we use our distractions as a way to avoid listening to God. Yes, we do. Because deep down inside, you know exactly what you should be doing. You just rather not. Because you're trying to avoid listening to God. Oh no, that's not true? Okay. Well, let me ask you, how many ideas did God give you last year that you didn't even try? Since you listen so much, since you don't avoid. Oh, okay. Since you listen so much, since you don't avoid, let me ask you, how many times have you gone against your gut feeling? Just to find out later, you were right. Exactly. We actually try our hardest to avoid listening. But eventually, he's going to make you listen because you're going to hit that brick wall. And I'll never forget, I was sitting on my bed, crying, scared, because I didn't have my mortgage payment. And I'm like, God, they're going to take my house. I worked so hard for this house and they're going to take it from me. God said, Jazz, what are you doing? What are you doing? You have been begging me for a business for years, which is true, I had been. He said, the opportunity is literally right in front of you and you're wasting it. So, What are we going to do? Are you going to keep doing what you've been doing, which is a whole bunch of nothing? Or are we going to fix it? Are we going to change? I decided to fix it. I decided to change. I decided to stop drinking. Had not drank in almost 5 years. I will never touch alcohol again. And since I decided to change, my whole life began to change. I started posting consistently, started making sales. Platforms started growing. All because I decided to change. For the first time in my life, I started to feel really good about who I was. I started to feel proud of myself for sticking with something and following through. I started to say nice things to myself. I never used to do that. And I'm talking to myself saying things like, Jazz, you really are smart. You're really doing this. You're good at making content. That's how I'm talking to myself. All because I decided to change. For the first time in my life, I started to have confidence. All because I decided to change. See, what a lot of people fail to realize, and what I didn't realize back then, was this. In order to get something, you are going to have to give up something. I'm going to say it again. In order to get something, you have to be willing to give something up. Can't have both. In order for me to lose 100 pounds and keep it off, I had to give up fast food. I had to give up soda. But you know what I got in exchange for giving those things up? I got my health back. In order for me to get the business that I had been begging God to give me for years, I had to give up excuses. I had to give up procrastination. I had to give up fear. I had to give up negative self-talk. I had to give up distractions. I had to give up alcohol. But when I gave those things up, God opened the floodgates of heaven for me. He gave me everything I asked for and more. See, I had just asked God to help me make $60,000 a year to replace the job I had. But I even started negotiating that. I said, Lord, if you could help me make $45K, I'll cut the cable off. I'll make it work. Just please help me get out this job. God gave me 6 figures. I asked God for 1,000 Instagram followers because I'm like, shit, I don't even know 10 people in real life. So if I can get 1,000 people to follow me, wow, I'll take it. God gave me 100,000 Instagram followers. I asked God for just a little bit of confidence so I could stop crying all the time and feeling sorry for myself. God gave me a lot of confidence. There's nothing I don't think I can't do. I think very highly of myself, and I keep all of the promises that I make to me. All because I decided to change. See, the version I was back then didn't align with this. I always wanted to be this version. This version of me is confident. I follow through. I stick to the promises that I make. I go off of the plan and not the mood. I know how to cut people off and not feel bad about it. I do not overextend. I put myself first, and I show up even when I don't feel like it. But I was never going to become this version of me until I changed who I was. This version was always within. I was more than capable, but it was buried under the fear, the excuses, the limiting beliefs. the procrastination, and the distractions. And I was never going to become this version until I changed who I was. See, a lot of times we delay our own blessings. You've already told God what you wanted. You told him time and time and time again. He heard you loud and clear. He already knows what side of town you want to live on. He already knows how much money you want in savings. He knows what kind of vacations you want to take. And he knows how much money you want to leave your family when you're no longer here. He heard you. And he's ready to give it all to you. But the problem is he gives us free will. So in other words, you can do whatever the hell you want to do. He's not going to stop you. So if you want to waste 5 years, he'll let you. If you want to waste 10 years, he will let you. Notice some people never receive all of their blessings because they refuse to change who they are. But when you do change, when you do listen, when you do finally become obedient, he gives you everything you could have ever imagined and more. And sure, maybe change is hard. Okay, maybe it is. But the life that you're currently living is hard. Going to a job that drains you, overworks you, and underpays you, that's hard. I've been there. I've done that. I know. Crying every day because you're so unhappy is hard. I have been there. I have done that. Oh, I know. Knowing deep down in your soul that there is something better for you. You can feel it, but not living it? Now that is hard. I've been there. I've done that. I know. See, I've lived both hards. And I will always choose this hard. Because at least this hard also comes with peace. You can't even put a price tag on that. This hard comes with purpose. Being able to do what you love to do every single day. Being excited to start your day. Wow. This hard comes with freedom. Being able to structure your day the way you want. This hard comes with confidence. This hard comes with happiness. This hard comes with the income that you need to live the life that you want. I keep telling you, if you even thought the thought, that's because you can. Those ideas that you got, they come from God. If something inside of you told you to try this, do this, start this, that's because you can. God's not going to plant seeds in an environment that can't harvest them. If it was truly out of reach for you, if it was truly something that you were not capable of doing, best believe it would have never crossed your mind. But it did. Because you can. But the only way to actually get it done, you're going to have to let go of fear. You're going to have to decide to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone. You're going to have to decide to do something a little bit different every single day to slowly but surely get to the results that you want. Your comfort zone is watching. Your new comfort zone needs to be doing. You are going to have to change because who you are today does not align with who you want to be. Become the version of yourself that you must become in order to attract the things that you've always wanted. That's going to require you to change. For those of you guys who want to change, and I want to help you, but I can only help people who want it. I cannot help people who don't. If you are 1000% happy with your life and the direction it's going in, and you are very pleased with the results that you're getting, then fine. Keep doing what you're doing. If you like it, I love it. If it's not broke, don't fix it. If watching is working for you, keep watching. But for those of you guys who are not happy with the way things are going, and there are things that you want to change, then I am here to help you. Inside of Glowup Academy, you and I are going to build your online business from scratch. I don't care where your starting point is, we will build it. I know this morning we talked about building an ebook, but maybe that's not your vision. Maybe you want to create an e-course, or maybe you want a private community. Fine, we'll build it together. It's inside of Glowup Academy. Maybe you want to monetize your platform, so you want to get paid to post on YouTube and Instagram. Fine, I'll teach you. All of my platforms are monetized. It's all inside of Glowup Academy. Maybe you want to sell on TikTok Live, YouTube Live, how I do, how my students do, how thousands of other content creators do. Fine, I'll teach you. It's inside of Glowup Academy. Everything that you need to be successful with your online business is inside of Glowup Academy. But here's the most important part. Not only am I going to teach you how to build your online business inside of Glowup Academy, most importantly, we're going to build you. Inside of Glowup Academy, you and I are going to build your confidence every single day together. Inside of Glowup Academy, you and I are going to build your consistency every single day together. Inside of Glowup Academy, you and I are going to build your discipline together inside of Glowup Academy. Together, you and I are going to start making you a priority in your own life. Yes, we do all have this. We do all have the same 24 hours. But we do not all have the same responsibilities. That is the truth. Inside Glowup Academy, you and I are going to figure what times of the day work best for you, your lifestyle, and your responsibilities, and we will work around it so that you can still get the things done, so you can get the results that you want. And I'm going to hold you accountable. Glowup Academy is the space where not only do you build your online business, but together you and I build the version of you that you must become in order to actually have the business. Glowup Academy is the space where you become the woman that not only starts, but actually follows through. Now, before I let you join, there's a couple of things. First things first, I only let 10 people in at a time because, believe it or not everybody has the same journey. All right? Some people have a product but no audience. Some people have an audience, no product. Some people have a million ideas. So you're listening to all the ideas God gave you, but you're spreading yourself way too thin. I told you guys earlier, money flows where energy goes, okay? You are giving all your energy to everything so that nothing's getting done. So we're going to choose your one most favorite idea, the top of the top. I want you to choose your most favorite one, and we're going to build that one. And then once that one is flourishing and making money, then we'll go back into the pile and pull out another idea. Some of you guys have no clue what kind of business you want to start yet, and that's fine. We'll figure it out together. And some of you guys don't want to start a business yet. There may be other things that you want to work on, like self-care, prioritizing yourself, building your confidence. And I'll be able to help you with that too. No matter where you're at in your journey, I can help you. I have just noticed for myself, having more than 10 people join on one day overwhelms me because I actually sit down and work with you. So I got to really be involved. And I want to make sure I give you the time and the attention that you deserve. That's why I cap it at 10. Okay? Also, I'm going to set a timer for 10 minutes. I'm very adamant on not trying to convince anyone. I'm not here to convince you, and I'm not here to force you. All right? I am only here to help the woman who has hit her brick wall. People do not change until the pain of change outweighs the pain of staying the same. So, in other words, some of y'all have not hit your brick wall. You know that you're not doing what you should be doing, but you're comfortable there. You're comfortable watching. Then I'm not here for you. I'm here for the woman who's ready to change. So that's why I set a 10-minute timer. Okay? So once that timer starts, don't overthink, because you do that. And you know you do. Just move, okay? Because once that timer ends, we're done. The link gets removed, and you cannot join until I'm ready to accept more people. Okay? Deep down inside, you know I can help you. That's why you're still here. You could be anywhere, but you chose to stay here because I spoke to you. So don't overthink. One last thing, Glowup Academy is lifetime access. So once you're inside forever. Okay, there's no monthly fees, there's no annual dues or any of that. You're in forever, okay? Because life. So sometimes you may have to take a step away, take care of some things, but because it's lifetime access, you don't have to worry about running out of time. You'll always be able to return when you're ready, okay? Because it's lifetime access, it's $5.97, and it's worth every penny of $5.97, okay? However, because you guys were present, and you guys took notes, you asked questions, I'm going to take the price down, and the price will stay down for the 10 minutes the timer is going. Okay? But once that timer goes off, I will be taking the price back up to $5.97. You can use Afterpay or Klarna if you would like to get in on that lower price. Okay? And people do pay $5.97. I was away for 2 weeks recovering from thyroid surgery, and women were still joining at $5.97. Okay? So again, don't overthink. All right? Real quick before I let you guys join, I do want to show you something. Inside of Glowup Academy, let me pull it up. There is an inbox icon here, okay? As soon as I get off of this live, in so roughly 10 minutes, I'm going to be sending you guys a message for those of you guys who joined because I want to know more about you. I'm very involved with my members, so I want to know what you're struggling with. What have you tried? What have you not tried? What your ideas are. I want to know everything. The more information you give me, the better I can help you, okay? So please make sure that you check your inbox. Let me show you guys. Make sure you guys check your inbox here because you will see a message from me. So I need you to make sure you respond to that. I'm also checking in with you guys often, weekly, to make sure that the plan that you and I outlined together is working for you. Sometimes we have to make adjustments so you recognize that you're not a morning person like you thought you were. A lot of my students are night owls. I don't know. I'm a morning person, but some of y'all night owls. More power to you. So if that's you, we will make adjustments, okay? We will make adjustments, but I can't help you make adjustments or figure out what the problem is if you're not communicating that to me. So please always make sure that you're checking your inbox, okay? So that we can always make sure we're following through and getting stuff done. Or if life is life and we can still figure out how to get something done so that you're still moving in the forward direction. Okay? All right. I'm going to show TikTok how to join first. Then I'm going to show YouTube. YouTube, y'all's instructions are a little bit different, so just kind of hang tight for a few seconds. TikTok, in order for you guys to join, you're going to click on my profile picture up at the top twice. You can come to my profile. Now, I am on 2 TikToks, okay? The one that says how to start your online business from scratch, you guys are on my backup, y'all are on my main account. So my profile does not look like this, but the link is still the same, okay? You're going to click where it says stand.store right here. And then here we are. Become the woman who actually follows through. Scroll down. It is already marked down from $5.97 to 349, okay? And it'll stay 349 for the next 10 minutes. Feel free to read my reviews, I don't mind. Enter your name and quadruple check your email address. You guys, the email you put in is where it's going. Sometimes the autocorrect gets you, sometimes you guys misspell Gmail, so please quadruple check that. You can use Afterpay or Klarna to break that payment up, and then click on this blue button that says Start My Glow Up, okay? Within 30 seconds tops, really 10 seconds, but we'll give it 30, you should receive the first email from Stan. That's just your order confirmation email. The second email is going to come from me. It's going to say Jasmine Spencer. That'll follow right behind it. And it'll say Jasmine Spencer invited you to join Glowup Academy. Open that email. You will see a yellow button that says Join Now. I want you to click it and then come back to this live and confirm to me that you have full access inside of Glowup Academy. If you have a Gmail, sometimes that email shows up in the promotional tab. I've seen a few times it has shown up in the spam folder. So check both. If you did not get it, that means there was an email spelling mistake, but no worries, we'll just fix it right here on live. So that's why I need you guys to make sure you come back and let me know that you're where you're supposed to be. Okay, and actually join, because like I said, when I get off of live, I start messaging you to start learning more about you, okay? YouTube, in order for you guys to lock in, you're going to leave the live. You're going to come to my YouTube channel, and you're going to click right here where it says Stan.store, and same thing. Become the woman who actually follows through. Mark down from $5.97 to $3.49. Scroll down or read my reviews, I don't mind. Enter your name, quadruple check your email address. You can use Afterpay or Klarna, and then click this blue button that says Start My Glow Up. Okay? All right. I'm going to go ahead and start the timer now. And you guys, please do not leave until you let me know that you got your email, because I don't know what your email is supposed to be. So I don't know if it was misspelled, which is why I need you guys to confirm to me that you got it and that you are fully inside, okay? All right. Amber, can you check your email for me, please? Amber. I'm not sure which live she's on. Amber, check your email for me. Yes, come on in. She said, do you do this every week or every month? Yes, my program is really good. My program is really good. And it's funny that you guys say that. Listen, what I spend about, I would say about 90% of people who join, we spend way more time working on confidence than we do business. Because one thing I've noticed, and I used to be like this too, until you have confidence in yourself, you're not going to post consistently. You're going to keep coming up with excuses. Your confidence, or lack thereof, can either make you have an amazing life or a really shitty life. How you feel about yourself. We spend way more time overcoming your limiting beliefs, me pushing you and pushing you, because a lot of times you guys will still fall into the old patterns, because we go live in there. We do live coaching calls, and when we do our live coaching calls, I always let my students talk because I want to know what's going on. Believe it or not, a lot of my students will come in there on our coaching calls and they'll say, well, yeah, Jazz, I know I was supposed to post this week, but I had to do this and I had to do that and I had to do this. And I always let you finish. I always let you finish. I don't cut anybody off. I'll let them finish. And then I will say, so you didn't post? And they'll be like, no. Well, I'm going to post. So you didn't post. And I make them say yes or no. They end up saying no. And I'll be like, okay. So, what are we going to do this week so that we get that post out? And by listening to them, people will still try to fall into their old patterns of making excuse after excuse. And they don't even realize they're making an excuse. And I let them know, we still have excuses. How are we going to fix it? And it's really lack of confidence. It boils down to lack of confidence. And so then we'll take it a step further. And I'll say, I want you to send me the link of your post when it is up. And I'm checking in. A couple days might have went by. I'll be like, where's that post? Where's that post? I don't see the post. And then they post. Because now I'm on them. Okay, perfect, inherited. Perfect. A lot of people need that push. A lot of people need that push. And there's nothing wrong with that push. I needed that push when I was losing 100 pounds. That's why I had my personal trainer. I was making excuses. Oh, I couldn't cook this week because I had this and I had this. And then I had to do this. And my personal trainer was like, so you didn't meal prep? All right, Inherited, check your email for me for that second email. I just sent that. Amber, I'm still waiting on you. My trainer was like, so you didn't post? I mean, you didn't meal prep? And I was like, nah, I didn't meal prep. I didn't meal prep this week. So what are we going to do this week so that you get it done? Because life is going to life. That's not going to change. But you still have to get it done. Still got to get it done. Still got to get it done. We spend way more time overcoming those limiting beliefs, building that confidence, letting go of the excuses, because once we fix that step, the business stuff comes easily. Now you're no longer in the rhythm of making excuses because now you've learned how to find time. Now you're no longer doubting whether or not your content is good enough because now you're at the point in your journey where you know you are good enough. Now you're no longer second guessing if this is going to work because you know it will, because you know who you are and you know the value that you add. I am definitely more of a life coach. I am definitely more of a life coach. Because once we fix those limiting beliefs, once we build that confidence up slowly but surely, all of those other things fall right behind it. It falls right behind it. Now you're posting consistently. Now you're sending out your emails because you're not worried about being annoying. Now you're going live because you know that your community is going to find you. You don't worry about how many people are in there on your lives because you know you will attract your community by being yourself. Some people don't even want to go live because they only see 5 people in the room. Listen, I have had plenty of lives, especially on TikTok. I've been doing this for a year and a half now. I've had plenty of lives on TikTok. I used to have like 300 people in my rooms. 300 people. And nobody would join. Nobody would join. I have had lives, well, right now I took the sticker off. There's 5 people in one, 4 people in another. 2 people joined. But for a woman who is struggling with confidence, she's thinking the number of people determines her worth. If what she's saying is valuable. That's not true. That's not true. She said, hold on. I missed y'all. 1 second. Okay, Inherited, you got them? Perfect. Click inside. I want to make sure you are fully inside. Amber, where are you, babe? You guys, please don't leave my lives until you let me know you are inside and where you're supposed to be. Because I can't even send you the message until you're inside. So I need you to actually join. Okay? I need you to actually join. I'm waiting on Amber. She said, I don't know how to look into my YouTube to sign up for the program. Let me see. Let me pull it up from the app. 1 second, Michelle. YouTube. Hold on, let me pull up my YouTube. Okay. View channel. All right, so this is my channel on my phone. Click right here where it says stand.store. And then here we are. Click on this blue button that says Glowup Academy. And then choose between Chrome or Google. And then here we are, okay? Become the woman who actually follows through. I'm still awaiting the coaching call. At what point, which one ghetto flower? Are you already inside? You're doing a good. Thank you so much, Jade. Okay, Ghetto Flower, can you send me a message? Because I don't think I have anyone inside of Glowup Academy whose name is Ghetto Flower. So can you just message me inside of the school? At what point is the coaching call had? Okay, can you message me inside of the school? Because your username on YouTube is different than on Skool. Okay? Add Joe the chosen one. I don't see any messages in here. Can you send me a message, babe? Send me a message inside. Okay. TikTok, one more time, and then we're gonna close this out. You're gonna click on my profile picture up at the top twice, come to my profile, and then click where it says stand.store. And our coaching call was this past Thursday. I only had 2 people in there. Okay? Click on where it says stand.store. And then here we go. Become the woman who actually follows through. Good morning. Scroll all the way down. Feel free to read my reviews, enter your name, and quadruple check your email address, and then you can use Afterpay or Klarna, and then click the blue button that says Start My Glow Up. Okay? I'm still waiting on a message from you, Ghetto Flower, before I get off. I don't see an inbox message yet. Members. Add Joe. I don't have any members in here named Add Joe, the chosen one. What is your name inside Glowup Academy so I can search you when I initially replied to your email? Let's see. Tooth? No, I'm not seeing a tooth in here. Jessica Franks. Okay, let me see. Okay, Jessica, you're inside. I see you, Jessica. You're inside. I'm still waiting on Amber. Chosen. I'm not seeing anyone with the username chosen either. If you could tell me what your first name is or the last name that you used when you made the account, Ghetto Flower, then I can find you. Okay? And I will send you a message. Because I'm not seeing any member inside named Chosen One, Ghetto Flower. If you could just give me the first name, then I can search you. Because a lot of times y'all's usernames are different on YouTube and TikTok versus how you create the Skool account. Okay, so then therefore I don't always know who I'm talking to. Some of y'all keep the same name, but some of y'all's names are different. Okay? So give me, if you could do that for me real quick, and I will send that message and backtrack and figure out what we discussed. If you could do that for me. Tooth? Okay. I'm not seeing a tooth. If you could send me a message, Ghetto Flower, I don't see a tooth in here either. Can you just message me inside? Can you send me a message inside? I don't even think I have that app. Hold on. So if you go to, okay, I do have the Skool app. Okay, cool. So here's the Skool app. This is what it looks like from your phone. Oh, Gigi. Okay, let me check under Gigi. Gigi. Okay, perfect. I see you. You never responded to my message, Gigi. This is why I say, can you please respond to my message? This is why I show you guys the icon. Gigi, you left me on red, man. I said, hey, Gigi, welcome to Glowup Academy. I am so glad you're here. Let me know your biggest struggle so I can help you. No response. No response. No response. I'm still waiting. I'm waiting on you. Gigi, I'm waiting on you. All right, look, Gigi. So look, this is what the app looks like, right? From your phone. Okay. There's gonna be the message icon is down here. So yours will have an inbox icon. I'm going to assume you didn't open it, okay? So there's an inbox icon right here at the bottom. When you click on that, you'll see, I'm not going to show you because I have all my students here, but you'll see lists of messages, okay? So I want you to click on that. Do you see at the bottom where you have the inbox icon? Good morning. Do you see that on your app? The inbox icon right here? I'm waiting on Gigi. Let me know if you see that inbox icon. I'm gonna wait for Gigi so we can make sure she's straight. Let's do a few affirmations. And Amber, I'm still waiting on you. My struggles don't define me. My struggles do not define me. My struggles do not define me. Amen to that. There's always a way out. We all go through dark times, but that does not mean that we can't move forward and keep pushing, okay? That does not mean we cannot move forward and keep pushing. I'm in the U.S. I am deserving of joy, success, and love. I am deserving of joy, success, and love. You better believe it. Gigi, do you see that inbox icon? I want to make sure we're straight before I get off of here because I want you to respond so we can start executing. Because it looks like this was 6 days ago. We could have been moving forward. Oh, wow. Let me check real quick. Okay. Yes, please check. Gigi done left me on red, y'all. That's why I say when y'all get inside, check your inbox, please. Because we moving forward. We not wasting no more time. Okay. Let's see. I have the power to create the life I want. I have the power to create the life I want. All right, Gigi, I see you. We're good to go. So I'm going to send you a message in the next few minutes, okay? Jessica, same with you. Amber, I don't know where Amber's at. You guys, some of y'all already know how we roll. Please do not leave my lives until you've confirmed to me that you got your email because I don't know what your email is supposed to be. All right, so I don't be knowing if it was misspelt. All right. Make sure you guys follow me if you have not already. They do steal my videos. They do make fake accounts and they're going to turn around and message you pretending to be me. So please don't do that. Please don't let them do that to you. Make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't already. For those of you guys who joined Glowup Academy, I'm hopping in now. Gigi, Jessica, I see y'all. I'm going to be sending y'all a message. For those of you guys who didn't, I'm glad you guys are getting the results that you want and you are pleased with how things are. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me on this beautiful Sunday. Have an amazing rest of your day. And thank you guys so much.